face, baby. Yeah, bust down, Tatiana. Yeah, I wanna see you bust down. Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I wanna see you bust down. Pick it up, now break that shit down. Break it down, speed it up, now slow that shit down. On the gas, slow it down. Bust it. Bust down, bust it, bust it, bust down on the gas. Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I wanna see you bust down. Pick it up, now break that shit down. Break it down, speed it up, now slow that shit down on the gas. Slow it down, bust it, bust down, bust it, bust it, bust down on the gas. Over, blue face, baby. Yeah, I'm everyone's fantasy. Mama always told me I was gonna break hearts. I guess her fault, stupid. Don't be mad at me, be mad at me. I wanna see you bust down, bust down. Bend that shit over on the gang. Yeah, make that shit clap. She threw it back, so I had to double back on the gang. On the gang, smacking high off the drug. I tried to tell myself 2 times. Then the nigga relapsed on the dead lows. Ain't no running, Tatiana. You gon' take these damn drugs, Tatiana. I beat the pussy up, now it's a murder scene. Keep shit player, Tatiana. Like
keep shit player.
Blue face, baby.
Tatiana, bust down that shit over. Yeah, now make that shit clap, baby, clap. Now took that thing up, took it up.
What up? What's cracking?
What's up, guys?
The intro we need.
I want to see you bust
hardest intro in the game.
Now break that shit down, break it down, speed it up, now slow that shit down on the gang. Slow it down, bust it.
Too hard. What is
hard.
cracking? What is up?
Happy Friday.
You know what would make the intro even harder?
Please tell me. I'm all ears.
Is if we got our current guest on that intro too.
I like where your head's going without Steve. I like where your head's going with that, Steven. You must have gotten some sleep.
For the first time in a long time, man. It feels
Dude,
nice.
he's been waking up at like 9 every day.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm late, and then I run over real quick, and then
I was oh shit, Jesus. I was very concerned. I was speaking to Steven earlier, and he was like, I was like, how you sleeping, man? And he gave me like, like almost a look like he hasn't been sleeping. I was like, oh great, he hasn't been getting sleep. But he said he's gotten too much sleep, so that's good. That's unusual for a Steven Bubbington here.
yeah, right.
But guys, man, I am super stoked. Shout out to everybody, all the subscribers, all the supporters in the building, man. We are excited to bring you another episode of Unfiltered Reptiles podcast. Before we get started, please, if you support this channel in any ways, please give us a sub, man. We really appreciate it. Give us a like, give us a comment. Make sure you give us a follow on Instagram as well. Just started an Instagram page for Unfiltered Reptiles podcast. We're going to be doing clips and whatnot. I'm thinking about doing some blooper scenes and whatnot. Going to be doing a lot more content on this page, so make sure you take a look on that. Shout out to the sponsor, Cold Blooded Cafe, www.coldbloodedcafe.com. Make sure you give them a follow. Why are they the freshest, Steven? Give us why should people fucking use frozen thawed rats? Can you just give us a little give us
the rundown.
Yeah. So what sets apart Cold Blooded Cafe from other rodent suppliers is that we actually ourselves also are reptile keepers. So why would we not want to provide the best possible rodents for our reptiles that we own? So that's what we do here. We provide the best nutrition for our rodents, the best care, the most humane euthanization, and then we're the only rodent company that flash freezes our rodents.
Yep.
And that is very different than how most people do, which is in chest freezers in between frozen bags. Those bags can take 12 to 24 hours to freeze. Ours freeze in about 10 to 15 minutes in dry ice.
Or less.
Or less sometimes.
Depending on the size.
Literally while you're putting the bags in the dry ice, you'll put another one, and the last one you put in is already frozen. Ensure you get the freshest product possible. $30 flat rate shipping, of course, anywhere in the United States. I think our reputation precedes us. A lot of satisfied customers have been posted on Instagram. I'm always very happy to see it when they do. So, we're like the reptile people's road supplier.
And there you have it, from actual reptile keepers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's I always look, no matter what I'm doing, if there's somebody I look up to, I kind of see what it is that they do and what they use. And from as long as I can remember, man, you cannot. The safest route possible feeding your animals are with frozen thawed. And then, obviously, if you have a massive collection, it's going to be a different case by case. But all I'm saying is, man, if you really want the freshest rodents brought to your doorstep, Cold Blooded Cafe is literally that's your jam, dude. You can't find anything better than that. So shout out to the sponsor. And then we got a new sponsor, man. I'm pretty proud of this one. This is shout out to John over at Sim Containers. So Sim Containers, let me show the logo real quick. I think the logo is pretty hard. But John from Sim Containers went ahead and he wanted to hop on and become a sponsor. So we are going to be getting in the XL Sim container box, which is going to be perfect for anything as far as like, fuck, dude, you could put ball python eggs, you could put REPTEK eggs. I mean, anything that needs high humidity over, as far as incubation goes, dude, this is where it's at, man. So shout out to John over at Sim Containers. Super stoked to be repping you, man. Yeah, super thank you, John. We fuck with you hard, man. So shout out to the sponsor. Today's guest, man. Woo, I'm pretty excited, man. This guy, he's just not I think a lot of people are gonna be like, what? Who is this guy? But obviously, if you dip into his Instagram, you'll know immediately who this guy is. He's I've seen him on my buddy Miguel's fucking Instagram stories, on his YouTube a lot. So he's collaborating with the right people, or Miguel's collaborating with the right people, because dude, this dude's my Iamtmpsn's collaboration game is just out of control. So here he is, man. Iamtmpsn. What up, Thompson?
What's going on? How you doing?
Oh,
weird deal. Okay, bye, Des. Whatever.
Dog knocking at the door. She's gonna do this all night if she doesn't, rip the Band-Aid.
Iamtmpsn. What is going on, man? You are live with us from California. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Where are you at in Cali? Are you in Hollywood?
No, I'm up in Calabasas.
Calabasas. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I can't take Hollywood. It's too crazy.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's Hollywood. It's cutthroat. You never know. Yeah.
Although it's pretty interesting up here too. Anyway.
Yeah, I bet it is. California's California, man. So you're definitely in a fast-paced state for sure. Terrible law, but
yeah. Apart from that, tell me about it,
dude. So Steven, man, I'm not gonna lie. Steven facilitated this. He told me the idea of bringing you on. I had been following you for quite some time when you started doing collaborations with Miguel, and whatnot, and saw the snakes you're picking up off of them, and I knew you weren't messing around. You definitely knew what kind of snakes you wanted and whatnot. But kind of for the people who need to really know what the background is for you, kind of tell us what how the reptile game came into your life, right? And what it does for you at this point. So
I guess it started in Australia, because I'm from Australia originally. So I used to have a lot of parrots that I guess in America they're super expensive. For the Australian parrots, which is crazy. So my mom takes care of a few of them that I had growing up, and then I used to rescue a lot. I had a hawk and just random birds all the time, and my uncle used to breed carpet pythons and stuff like that growing up. So when I came to America, the first thing was my girlfriend won like a goldfish at the fair. My girlfriend at the time, and then I was like, oh, I want to try to keep this thing alive. So I bought a massive fish tank and started adding more and more fish to that. And then I rescued this cat because he was on his last thing. Basically they were going to kill him if somebody didn't pick him up, because they said he was violent and all this crap, but he wasn't. He's like a sweetheart. So I got him, and then somebody couldn't take care of a yellow anaconda, so I picked that up. And then I don't know, from there I just kept on getting more and more things, and then just buying my own stuff along the way.
You're just fucking Captain Rescue, dude. You're just
yeah.
I know what you mean. I mean, that's kind of, it's fucked up to say because I love dogs, but that's why I don't go to fucking shelters, because what are you going to do? You're going to look at every fucking dog and want to take it home. You know what I mean? And it's such a sad case. I think reptiles and wildlife, like wildlife, is more feasible. You could get it dialed in and then let it go for the most part sometimes, right? What are you going to do with the dog? You get it dialed in. That's your kid, basically. It's your fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, it's tricky. I know. And every time somebody says they have something now, I want to pick it up, but I'm trying to be good to not do it at the moment, because I want to get a bigger place with more space, because otherwise there's going to be animals everywhere, because I have a rabbit living in a bathroom right now. So
I think Desiree shared a story where Forrest had his Burmese living in his bathroom. So he had how big was that snake, Desiree?
13 feet.
Chilling in the bathroom.
That's fun.
Yeah.
You had no privacy at all when you're in there.
No.
That's pretty cool.
All up looking in your phone too. Dude, so you said girlfriend back in Australia. How many girlfriends do you have now? I'm just curious.
Just the one.
Okay.
Yeah, my girlfriend actually films. She films all my Instagram videos.
Oh, okay, cool. So there's teamwork there. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's times where I have to be careful when I look at your page to make sure my wife.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, when I did a video, me and my friends went out racing cars the other night, and his girlfriend was going crazy. I'm like, what does he think is going to happen? I don't understand.
Yeah,
she's getting so much grief.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's very wild what you're doing. I'm gonna say because like I'm pretty content. Like I'm not a jealous guy. But let's just say there was a girl playing a violin and there was all these fucking ripped dudes, and I'm talking about like dudes. You know what I mean? Like, and they're just fucking chilling with her while she plays a cool tune. You know, it would really start to mess with my head for sure. Especially like if like she's like, all right, babe, I gotta go collab with fucking some Calvin Klein dudes. I'll be right back. And I'm like, and then I see it. But then honestly, dude, that'd
be pretty funny. I'd like to see that.
MJ, that's
might be
your
onto
next
something.
venture.
Might be onto something. No, but I really think you know, combining the whole two, because you know, obviously Iamtmpsn, it's, you know, you got your violin with your theme, which is, you know, a bunch of girls showing off their booty basically, right? But what's awesome is you're implementing the snakes, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff with animals as well. Yeah,
and I think that's kind of like, I mean, anything that has to do with animals, go for it, man. You know what I mean? It's all, and then obviously sex sells, period. This is what it is. But yeah. I'm huge with music. I love music. I try to convince my wife, look, it's the music he's playing. I swear, that's why I'm watching it.
Well, at least now, like I have a lot of stuff coming out with like a lot of rappers and rock stars and EDM guys coming up in the next year. So at least then you'll be able to bring your wife and she'll be on board. And like I've been speaking to I guess I probably shouldn't say yet, but like. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in the works because basically that was the whole point. The whole point was to be seen and noticed because I produce music too. So it's just like, okay, what can I do in the fastest time frame to just be seen by everybody so that everybody will want to collaborate and work with me, and it worked perfectly. So yeah, so the direction is going to be shifting a little bit over there.
You got the audience locked in. Now you know what I mean? I think that was a good tactic, to be honest.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of it's getting the attention of the musicians, because once they have your attention, then you can work with them. But if you're a producer and you're like, hey, I got a beat for you for a rapper, or like I want to hear it, I want to put out, they're like, who are you? We don't even know you. But I've been on TMZ, I think 4 times, like all through like everywhere. So like everybody knows me. So that when I hit them up, they're like, oh yeah, we know you. Let's do something. So now it's all coming together.
You want to know? This is no relation to what you're doing. I think it's completely separate. But I'm Steven or Desiree. You guys might know this Instagram account. I don't watch anymore because I just couldn't. But you know, I am my God, Supreme Patty.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Supreme Patty, where he just literally destroys himself. Like, I mean, I don't know what he does now, but he just literally fucking does the dumbest shit. But he started rapping. Because he built such a crazy following. He just started rapping, and now like. I don't know where he's at in his rap career, but
it's just like, I guess that's the thing. Like you can do something crazy and wild at the beginning to get the attention, but then you just need to know where you're going with it. Because if you don't know where you're going, it just dies off. But the problem with like a lot of these other kids is they do wild videos and they just try to become rappers, but they're not good. So it's just like, and they pay their way in because they'll pay for features, you know, not to say him or anything, but I know a lot of them will pay for features and stuff to try and legitimize themselves, but it still doesn't really work. But on my side, I was producing before I did this. So I already have good quality beats and music anyway. So I can sort of like move in that direction. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to get this too stuck on music because there's a lot of
I'm gonna move on.
But I do. One last thing I want to mention is, as far as your rising, as far as people you're willing to work with, have you talked to any San Diego rappers, any Southern California rappers at all? Or are you willing to work with any San Diego rappers or anything like that?
Yeah.
Because we could talk, dude. I feel like San Diego's a very huge market for like, you know, the rap scene and stuff, but there's just some things missing. And I feel like you could be that missing ingredient, man. There's good music. Sure. Fuck yeah. That was awesome. We'll talk more. Thanks, man. So obviously, what year was it when you moved from Australia to here in California?
Damn, like maybe like 2014, I think it was then.
6 years ago.
It's been a while. Yeah.
So what made you come to California, or what made you want to come here?
Honestly, just like, I feel like Australia is just so restrictive, and then there wasn't really much going on back home. Like I kind of like maxed out the place of like what I could do. So I wanted to move somewhere else. I was living in London, so I didn't even expect to come here. But then this well-known writer, like he's got like 9-time best-selling author. He was the one who brought me to America. And he's like, I was living in his house in Malibu, and then from there I was like, oh, you know what, screw it, because he'd have like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and people come into his house. And I ended up doing like jamming with them and stuff. And I was like, okay, like that's where I'm going to stay. So I moved here.
So you definitely had the right events happen in your life that motivated the shit out of you to, and dude, it happened in California. You would expect. I'm telling you, dreams come true over here, bro. It's fucking
It's
nuts.
funny though, because like this is probably not my like where I'd want to be, but just because of the music and stuff I'm here. Because with the animal stuff, it kind of like sucks.
Yeah. No.
Where's
Yeah.
that ideal place for you?
I'm thinking that like getting a place in Nevada, because then I could just drive backwards and forwards and then do more animal stuff, and then like find somebody that wants to live in the house and then just take care of them while I'm not there. It just then I just feel like what's going to happen is I'm going to end up being there all the time because I'm not going to want to leave because the animals is like my favorite part of the day. Because already I'm like, okay, which ones would I move to Vegas and which ones would I keep in LA?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I think Texas might be even better, but it's too far.
Yeah.
Because I need to be in LA for all the music career stuff.
Yeah.
I lived in Las Vegas.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah. Yeah, I graduated from there in 09.
Oh, cool.
UNLV.
Yeah. So I just like, feel like that's the one that makes the most sense. Otherwise, yeah, maybe like Texas or like Florida, I guess. Or maybe like the Carolinas, because I think they're pretty relaxed out there.
Yeah, legally. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Florida
cool.
right now is really restrictive though. Like there's
Yeah, I
you
heard
can
about
essentially do whatever you want, but there's a lot of like the permitting process is very heavy, and then the supervision is very heavy from like the Florida Wildlife Commission. They're always inspecting and whatnot, and you can be on the up and up and whatnot. It's just compared to to other states, and it doesn't really even seem worth it at some point.
Yeah. I feel like the early 2000s. If I moved to America in the early 2000s, like if I was a bit older, that would have been the sweet spot. I could have done anything.
Yeah,
would have been the best. The music would have been like crazy with all the rock bands and stuff, and then like I don't know, and then the animal stuff could just done whatever you want.
Yeah.
When did you start playing the violin?
Like when I was, I think 7 or 8, because my mom's a concert pianist, so I started piano really young, and then just did that, and then because my mom was a concert pianist, I didn't know that you could quit because I just thought everybody played music. So I never even thought about it. I just played it my whole life.
Yeah. I played the violin too.
Oh, cool.
Elementary. Yeah.
In elementary school? That's cool.
Yeah, all through elementary, middle school, and then right before I got to high school, they made me choose sports or music, like my parents, because I couldn't do both. Like, for whatever reason, I remember having to make that choice, and I chose sports.
Yeah, because I did music outside of school. I never did it at school, so I just thought it was something that I just did. So I never even questioned it.
Yeah, like my best friend was always like first chair, and I'd be like 20, and I'd be like, hey. Like,
I would have to pick music over sports. I don't know why. Just because, like, I mean, I would always have to convince. If my kid was a shredder on a guitar or fucking something really talented on the piano, and like he likes sports too, and I had to make him choose, I'd fucking for sure pick the music.
Yeah, I mean, I had done sports longer than music, so it was it was a hard choice because I was losing a group of friends, because then they based our high school like curriculum after that. Like I did lose friends over it because I didn't see them anymore because they put like the athlete schedule on one block and music on another block, and that's kind of how they based our lunches and stuff. But yeah, it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed sports a lot growing up, and I still play soccer now.
So you do your own recording and shit, obviously, Thompson, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you record on Pro Tools, or what do you use?
Like Logic. Yeah.
Oh, Logic. Okay.
So I record everything at home and then produce like all the beats and stuff from home too. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm certified for Pro Tools. I went to school to learn how to use Pro Tools, and I use Ableton. Yeah, because I produce house music and stuff. So
yeah, I have Ableton as well, but like I'm just like more like used to Logic, so I just kind of stick in that. But yeah, I went to like production school, and like I learned how to use like Ableton too, but I never do it. Yeah.
It's definitely it's like teach their own type of thing. It's whatever you get more comfortable with. If you put Logic in front of me, I'll look at it like it's stupid. Like I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So let's talk about the species of animals you keep. Obviously ball pythons, right? I know that you picked up snakes from Miguel. What else do you have at your house, or what else are you working with?
I have black and white tegu, Asian water monitor, Savannah monitor, 2 panther chameleons, dart frogs, milk frogs, green tree frogs, the yellow anaconda, Burmese python, reticulated python, Australian frilled neck lizard, which what we call it here, frilled dragon.
Frilled dragon.
I got a goody sapphire tarantula, curly head, red knee tarantula. What else do I have? I don't remember. And then I have like the giant Flemish rabbit, because like why not? Because it's huge. And then she's like a monster. What else do I have? Then I have I have a freshwater fish tank with like community fish and turtles and stuff. I had a saltwater fish tank, but Yeah, when
That's
I moved
work.
out, that thing was crazy. I had a huge eel. Like, what did I have? Like, it was like 4 foot long. Can't remember the type of eel now. It was crazy. It was so cool though.
I love those fucking saltwater tanks so much that it makes me want to go extreme. And then when you go extreme, everything dies and everything, or just like it's so much fucking maintenance.
Keep that coral alive, right?
Dude.
Yeah. That's so much
Definitely
work. One little thing goes wrong and everything dies. Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's upsetting.
Like
So unless you have like, I feel like unless you spend some ridiculous amount of money, like 10 grand, have some insane setup that just can like kind of maintain itself. It's just like, so that's why that. Yeah, that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm saying state of freshwater is so easy, nothing dies. Although my retic managed to get her way out of her enclosure the other day because the back of the enclosure is real thin, and she's like 15 foot now, probably like 100 pounds. So she like leant up against the back of her enclosure and I pushed out a couple of the nails and got out. And then I went into my animal room and she was chilling in the fish tank.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
People call retics stupid. I'm one of them. But that fucking snake knew where it wanted to go. It was like, I'm chilling.
Yeah, super clean water, 80 degrees, like perfect. And she didn't like, all the fish were fine. Everything was good. I got her out. But
did it shit in it?
She didn't touch him. No, she was cool. Like, I got her out. Like, luckily, the whole thing was like wobbling, like trying to get her out. I was like, damn, this thing's gonna fall over. But like, luckily, she got out pretty easily. I just, and then she went straight back inside her enclosure, so it was pretty easy. And then I have like I have sulcata tortoises, a blue tongue skink, the lychee, a couple of lychees. What else do I have? There's a lot. I can't remember. I think that's everything pretty much. There's probably some other things I'm forgetting.
That sounds fun.
How much time do you usually spend on all your animals at this point?
Like a few hours every day, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like the fun time. It's like normally, well, I mean, throughout the day, but I just like, it's kind of like whenever I'm like in between projects or whatever, I can just go chill out and just like, play with them and just, take care of them. It's fun. Cause like a lot of people that I've worked with in social media are like super high maintenance and the animals are not, so I'm not dealing with like drama and bullshit. It's just like, they don't, they're super chill. So I like that about it. It's kind of just like, it's relaxing. If shit's just like really tense, I can just go chill with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Therapeutic for sure. Now
but I have a list. I have a list of everything else that I want to get, but I'm just like, I'm trying to be good. Because I went to,
it doesn't work.
Especially.
Just live it. You're in the now. Just live it.
Because I definitely want birds. Because I used to have so many birds growing up, and I know you can get like kookaburras here, so I really want to get a kookaburra.
They're fun.
And then that would be sick.
I love how like they smash their food against like branches and stuff like that. They're fun.
That's why I want to do the house in Vegas. Because I don't care what the house looks like, just the land size, and then build like some like outhouses for them. Like Miguel's kind of got that. He has his whole snake room. I don't know if you've been there.
Yeah, I haven't. No.
Yeah.
Yep. It's nuts in there, dude. It's definitely a cool place to visit too. I tend to not want to leave every time I go to Miguel's house.
But that's what I want to do now too. Because I was like, I have like 5 ball pythons right now, but so I'm like, I may as well just be breeding them because I've bred so much other animals. So I'm like, it's so easy. Like, may as well just play around with the snakes and breed them and just stick to pieds for now. Because like I've got all my snakes are pieds. Yeah,
dude, you got
be the pied guy.
You got some beautiful pieds too. So I mean, it's always fun to it's going to be really fun to always hatch out a pied for sure. Especially
exactly
with the ones you have and stuff. So, you're a pied guy, you said, right? So there's no other kind of morph you're looking to dip into with the ball pythons or maybe eventually add?
Oh yeah, I definitely will. I'm just start pieds first. My uncle's always mad at me though, because he loves everything in the purest form. Because my uncle my uncle's like did taxidermy for the zoo, and he would make all the dinosaurs when you go into a zoo and a museum, and they have like those big dinosaur statues. He made them because he's a pretty famous Australian artist. And then he worked for the museum, like collecting random species from like the ocean and stuff whenever they need anything. And like he would just go off into like the middle of the country and come home with like crazy snakes and like poisonous stuff. And like, so whenever I show him, if I ever have an animal that's not a pure, like how it is in nature, he's always mad because he's like, what is that atrocity? Like he hates it. And it's so fun. He's funny because I'll always be out with him in Australia and he'll see a bird and he'll be like, oh, look at that. And he'll say the scientific name. I'm like, how the fuck do you know all this? Like, I don't know.
Who does that sound like? That's hilarious. Nobody knows.
Nobody.
But yeah, he did. He taxidermies like those giant like sea like crab, like what are they, like crabs and all that stuff. Like, so he'll have the craziest things at his house that he's like taxidermying and like things he's painting. Like, it's at the Australian Zoo where I'm from in Perth. Like all the pictures of all the animals for every exhibit, he hand drew all of them.
Wow. So this is your
so I think that's probably where it all started from as well, like from him.
Yeah.
So it runs in the family. Yeah.
What's his name? I want to know if I've heard of him before.
It's Martin Thompson. He used to do all the like the posters, like all the fish and stuff in Australia. So whenever you go to like any fish store, like that have like all the pictures of all the fish, and he would do like scientific drawings of like birds, especially like all their bones. Like he'd draw out everything.
Wow,
that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Did you spend a lot of time with him growing up, like doing all the animal stuff?
Yeah, a little bit, because my dad was always more like the one that was always like said he wanted to do stuff but never did it. And my uncle was always doing the stuff, and I was like, damn, I want, Yeah. So yeah, my dad was lazy on that stuff, but he always like, I'm going to get to this, I'm going to get to that. And he never did it. And my uncle was always doing it. I'm going like driving around Australia and going to the middle of the country and just doing wild stuff. Like pictures of him and like literally holding like crocodiles and stuff like that. He'd just find them and grab them.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
Australia is a different breed of fucking everything. It's I mean, it's nuts over there. What's up with your guys' spiders and shit too? I heard they're like fucking like this big.
Like the huntsman spiders and stuff like that. Yeah, we got some big stuff.
And
but our restrictions were super tight. Like you couldn't have anything growing up. I think now they've kind of loosened them a little bit.
You don't need to keep it. Just walk out your damn house and there it is.
Pretty much.
Wildlife is no joke.
Yeah, we had like all the poisonous snakes. So I used to work at a swimming pool, and we'd have like snakes that would come in there. Like, so basically, we had to be trained to like capture them and take them out. Yeah, so like king brown snakes and stuff like that, like super poisonous snakes. And they're pretty smart. Like they come in and they would hide. And I remember one time one came in and it was like a spa near the pool, but underneath it was kind of like raised on this wooden platform. So this massive like 6-foot king brown snake was underneath there, kind of slithered in. And I was waiting for hours. I literally staked out for 3 hours waiting for the snake to come out, and it did not come out. And as soon as I was like, okay, fine, fuck it. Like I walked away. I was standing like 20, 30 feet away. But as soon as I walked away and went inside the building, it came out. So like, I don't know. I guess it could smell me or something.
As far as you coming to America and getting established in California, who was the first reptile guy you met? Like who was somebody who kind of put you on to where you're at now? You know what I mean? Was there
it might have been Jay. Grew up at Prehistoric Pets. It might have been Jay.
Yeah, you did a collab with him too, didn't you?
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I've been down there a bunch. Yeah, I think it might have been him because I think it was him because I met Miguel down there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Brian
Barczko or BARCZYK?
Yeah,
nice.
BARCZYK, yeah. I met him down there too. I think the same day.
That's a lot of people to meet at once. That's some heavy meetups right there.
Yeah, and then I've been out to like to South Carolina to Doc Ansel's place.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Yeah.
How'd you like it out there?
Yeah, it was fun. Wouldn't mind getting a tiger, but I don't think you can even do that anymore.
It's doable. Just take permits and shit. There's people. We have places Alpine. Alpine's like one of the last known places in this area that's like in the cuts and like in the mountains, and I think it's a sanctuary though. It's called Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
Yeah,
but
I just think like especially in my industry, I feel like all the rappers just give it a bad name because they keep getting monkeys and stuff, but they don't know what they're doing. And they don't even they have money. Like, surely you can try and do this correctly, but they don't. And they just keep getting caught, Yeah. So I'm like, if I do it, I need to make sure I do it correctly. Otherwise, I'm sure I'm going to be all over TMZ. Like, oh, look, he's doing this dumb shit and I'll get myself in trouble.
TMZ's right there. You have a camera guy waiting for you to slip up.
Yeah.
Watching your every move.
Pretty much.
You like the venomous? Like, as far as, keeping wise? I mean, would you keep
yeah, I have a rattlesnake tue.
Oh, cool.
I mention that, yeah.
What's
just the albino one? What do you call it? The Euromastiff or whatever? How do you say it? I don't even remember.
I'm looking at Steven, hoping that's my sign.
I mean, if it's an albino, would it be a Western Diamondback, probably?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you get it from the same person Miguel got it from?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
Yeah, I love that thing. My girlfriend's always like freaked out about it. She's like, we got to get rid of this snake. Like anytime anything goes on, she's like, we got to get rid of it. I'm like, I can't. Like, it's my baby. I love that thing.
That's what my wife says. She freaking now she wakes up saying that she's having nightmares. So I'm like, oh God, I did all the safety steps that I was supposed to do, but now she's like, I'm having nightmares now. Sorry, you got to.
I have this one in 2 enclosures as well. So like, unless it figures out how to open 2 tanks, like with like it has the venomous, you know, the metal grate one as well. So like, how's it getting out of this? Like, impossible. Like, it's impossible.
Yep, I feel you on that.
Yeah,
you're still gonna freak out about it.
Probably would.
Yeah, just how it is.
Yeah. That's just how it is, but especially when anything goes wrong, like if something, like when the retic was out the other day, like they're just like, okay, we've got to get rid of that thing.
So all you need is a different snake to fuck up, and then she'll get her mind off the one she wants gone, and their mind will be on the one that is fucking.
It always goes back to to that one though, because that's the poisonous one.
I wonder why.
That's why I'm hoping like the house, like get a place in Vegas maybe in like January, and just like, especially at least I'll move that one out. Yeah.
So how close are, I mean, you know, as far as you wanting to move, is this something in the near future, like within the next year, or is this just kind of a thought stewing in your head? Like, I'm thinking
like January, because I know also like all the big EDM guys are obviously through like Vegas all the time, and I've been talking to Steve Aoki, and he lives out there, so like I want to do some stuff with him. So like
Dim Mac Table, dude. Yep.
Yeah. I've been talking to him, and he wants to do some stuff together. So I figure like, I mean, Vegas doesn't sound like another good base. It sounds like a pretty good base to have as well. It's only a 4-hour drive. Plus, I like do a lot of stuff now in the car scene, and I have a car that's illegal in California because apparently everything I like is illegal here. So in Vegas, I can register because I had to register my car in Montana because everything's up. It won't pass anything here. Yeah. So I figure if I have a place in Vegas, then I can have a bit. Like I literally 2 bedrooms is good with like a 10-car garage, and then build animal things, and that will be my life. I think it's sweet.
Oh yeah,
sounds luxurious.
Yeah. And then you're out by all the clubs, so then I can start DJing all the clubs. And it's kind of weird with this COVID thing because it's kind of given me a little bit of like leg room, like it's giving me room because like none of the clubs or anything are coming back for at least a year. So pretty much I'm good to sit at home, produce music, figure out my next moves, all the animal stuff, watch the house prices drop in Vegas because they already started dropping. So I'm like, hey, this is working out for me. Like in a weird way, like I'm actually like in a good situation with this.
And property's already cheap in Vegas. Like it's already
exactly.
Must be just dirt cheap now. Well, getting there, like you're saying. So man, that might be a big player to move to make right there, man. Especially if you're gonna gigs and shit. Because I'll tell you right now, all the places I've DJ'd, I've never gotten paid more than in Vegas. Vegas is always capped out more. So
man,
that's
so I figure that would be the move. You know, they just go out there for like 3-4 days out of the week or whatever it is and just split it. And I'm sure like I guess the thing is just trying to find some animal person that would be cool to like stay in the place and take care of stuff when I'm not there. Cause then I can do like sugar gliders and everything else that I know I'm not allowed to do here. And then I guess like you can do alligators and stuff out there, right?
Yeah, they're longer a lot. I mean, you would know that's because you've been out there, right? You lived in Vegas.
Yeah. You would know, yeah.
I mean, like I'd double check, but I think they're pretty lax.
Yeah,
you just can't make drugs.
Cody had an alligator under his bed. Well, that's because he's hiding it from his mom, though.
It'd just be cool to be actually able to do stuff legally, especially since I'm not like a citizen, right? So I don't want to be like, that's my issue. I can't just be over here. Just if I was a citizen, I'd probably be like, it's probably good that I'm not a citizen because I feel like I'd be so reckless. I'd probably have an alligator in California, but because I'm not a citizen, I play by the rules because I just know that. You know, my whole life is here. I don't want to be kicked out of the country, like, because I'm on the news, you know, because I had like 10 alligators in my backyard or something stupid.
You can come with a nurse.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because I keep on finding that too. Like, people will be like, oh, like, this guy the other day through a friend was like, oh, I have 2 ferrets, like, just giving them away, enclosures. They've all got their shots. Everything's good, but they just can't keep them anymore. And like, of course, my brain's like, damn, maybe I'll just take them. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. They're illegal here. Like, I can't get caught with this stuff. So I just got to say no.
Illegal in California. My gosh, you list this like every animal. I'm like, there's ferrets in pet stores.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand. Like you can't have ferrets, hedgehogs, sugar gliders. I know those ones for sure. And those ones don't make any sense because you're allowed a retic. Like, I mean, have you seen the squirrels outside my house look so like vicious? Like a sugar glider would get destroyed. Like it would be completely just annihilated. It's like a terribly weak squirrel. Like there's no way it could stand up against one of those things.
Yeah,
just rip its head off.
It would have no more body parts left.
No, it would be insane. I don't know. I guess a retic maybe, but then it's so hot and dry outside, so I don't know where the retic would go to get water.
As far as what? If the retic escaped?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a fucking 8-foot retic bust through my window, and it was gone for 2 weeks. My neighbor found it in the middle of the street.
Oh wow!
And it had a huge lump in it. I was really concerned. I was waiting to fucking find a kid on a milk carton or some shit. I was like,
yeah.
But yeah, I was fucking. I found it, and luckily was able to get it back. It should be breeding for me this year. But yeah, man, retics are resilient.
Oh, awesome.
They're tanks. They're fucking. I was talking to Jeremy last night. He's a manager over at Nerd, and I don't know if you guys remember this or if you recall seeing this, Steven or Desiree, but Kevin McCurley was breeding one of his male retics with a cow retic to a female, and the male attacked the female and like literally like shred the fucking female. It looked like somebody took a machete and just like started hacking the fucking snake. It looked terrible, but the snake never went to a vet. I mean, it got cleaned up and it healed completely on its own. No stitches, no nothing. It just fucking all just like came back together. It was nuts.
That's crazy.
It is nuts. And retics are known. Retics have some retics, a lot of super torts have a fucking pushing issue. They like to push, and they'll literally push until their face is smushed. Like I'm talking about, looks terrible. After one shed, all gone. And it's like,
that's why, like, I know down at Jade's place, he has those was it like the tiger like morph retic or whatever it is? Like it's a pied tiger looking thing. It's like a gray pied. It's so cool. I'm like, I want to get one of those so badly. So sick. But that's why it's cool. Like that's why I know 100% the Vegas house is on the cards, because then I can go nuts. Because if like because obviously in California I don't want to like stock up my house with animals in every single room, because my girlfriend she does she's a fashion blogger and works in like the medical industry, so she needs to take like pretty pictures in the house and stuff like that. So I kind of have animals just like in every single room, which is pretty much what I would be doing, because that's 100% what I would be doing. So at least in Vegas, I could just go absolutely crazy and have everything. But I'm just trying to figure out now, like, okay, this needs to be self-sustainable at the same time. Like, I can't just be spending like, because I looked at my taxes last year and the amount of money I spent on animals was like ridiculous. So I'm like, we should make this self-sustaining.
Yep. It's funny how that happens, right? You're just like, whoa, it's fucking mostly tax.
I felt like, especially I felt like the ball pythons would be like the simplest thing to do. I mean, like breeding maybe some like sugar gliders and hedgehogs. I've done that before, so I feel like that would be an easy thing to do in Vegas as well. Nice and legal.
If it's established,
side of money.
If it's established, it's gonna breed. You're gonna be fine.
The
only thing with fucking Vegas, though, I will say, and I'm not gonna put this person on blast, but dude, for whatever reason, there's some people who can't fucking figure out how to keep animals in Vegas, like meaning because Vegas has crazy weather, right? So, and I would make sure that 100% whatever place you stay at has a reliable fucking air conditioning like source and all that stuff, because all it takes is one bad fucking shebang to happen when you're not around, and everything will get murked. Everything will die. So
you gotta watch out for the winters in Vegas.
And the winters. There you go.
That's why I want to build something.
We had chameleons, like these baby chameleons on the in a screen cage. They were on the kitchen counter, and like this snowstorm came through Vegas, like the 10-year storm. Like it was obnoxious. Like, and the window was just cracked just barely, and like just out of nowhere, this huge blizzard like snowed out Vegas, like shut down the airport, like everything. I killed the chameleons.
Damn,
because they froze like that quick.
In Vegas, it doesn't like here, like in California, we have great weather. We have really good weather. So if power sources go out or something, I mean, we're not really in too much harm if we find it right away. Even if we don't, I don't even need to run heat in any of my rooms until like November through April, and then everything else. I don't even have to run heat. It's awesome. I mean, obviously for my gravid females and shit, I have heat on them, but that's why it's awesome not to have to worry about that. But shit, where they're at in Indianapolis, fucking
every season change, it's a freaking scary nightmare. Like
heat, to always have to look at heat and adjust it. What a pain in the ass, dude. So
that's why I feel like thing here, literally.
Especially when the seasons are changing and can't decide if it's gonna stay summer or snow again or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I figured what I would do is get the house and then build some freestanding structures for the animals in like the back. And like really, make sure I'm doing it correctly so nothing happens to them.
Yeah, backup generators, that's just stuff like that. It's easy to look over, easy to allocate those funds to more animals. But once that disaster hits, and
that's what I feel like
burn down their whole collection because of things not getting set up right or temperature.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. That would suck. That's why I feel like I need to build something that's properly insulated, like really, you know, really done really well, like an industrial, like reverse cycle air conditioning unit, so that it's like, you know, and then like have have it on your phone or whatever, like get alerts like, hey, this is like dropped or like below this, or it's risen above this, and I can like do it on my phone, like control everything from my phone. So I feel like all that's available now, so that's how I would do it.
Yeah,
that's why I would I would literally buy like a place that's got good sized land with like the shittiest house. I don't even care, just to build the animal stuff correctly. Yeah. And then I would just replace the house later or something. But I feel like that would be the way to go. And then I guess, that's the way I would do it.
Yeah.
But just like,
it's really better than buying something that's already, you know, built on, because then you're just modifying structures instead of building them at, you know, in your
specifically,
vision from the start.
Yeah. Especially if I have a different, like, that's why I figured too, if I have different like kinds of animals, like if I have like mammals and stuff like that, they're not gonna want at the same temperature as like the snake room. So then I can temperature control like all the different buildings. Yeah. And that'd be super cool. But that's why I want to try and get the ball python breeding going and like get that moving. Because then if I can get that going and get a couple of clutches before I go ahead and, you know, buy the place in Vegas like early next year, then I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm actually moving in the right direction or something, you know? Yeah. Because I feel like I can't just be like hemorrhaging money to like some insane zoo idea without like, you know, like private collection idea without, you know, like establishing some sort of income. Because I also because Vegas has all the rappers and all the EDM artists coming in all the time. I figured I'd put a recording studio in my place too, and then have all the crazy animals, because everybody would want to visit it, and then I could get all my features from my artists at the same time. So it's like a kind of win-win. But that's why like really the most important thing would be like land size in the right area, and just buy the shittiest house and then just build it all up over time. Unless like the music career in the next year just goes bananas and I'm just like all of a sudden get some multi-million-dollar deal, which is could happen. We'll see, but maybe not like in a year, but in the next couple of years. I'm working with all the right people now.
You still better be sharing this link when you blow up. You better.
We called it here.
We had him here first on the Reptile podcast. We know potential when we see it.
Well, literally, there's only like
he has 1 million followers or anything. You know, we see it.
Because like right now, like people have asked me to do podcasts, and I say no. Like, because like the only 3 things that really interest me are like the music, the animals, and car stuff. That's it. I had to boil it down. I'm like, okay, what are my interests? Like for real, like the rest of my life, what do I really want to do? Because I think because I'm like a creative person, I just want to do everything. I'm like, oh, if I see paintings, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll paint all my own artwork and I'm gonna make it. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, no, stop. Like, you got to pick a couple of things and be like, this is what I'm sticking to. So the animals for sure, because I'm doing it my whole life. Same with the music, and I just love like building like just silly cars. So I'm like, those are my 3 things. I'll stick to them. So like anything animal related, I'm always going to be around, like no matter what. It doesn't even matter like where my career went, you know. That's why because I feel like I could be like 80 years old. Like that's why I want to get a couple of Galapagos tortoises like now. Because I'd be like, that'd be so cool to try and breed them with them when I'm like 50, 60 years old, when they're finally ready to breed. It's like this long-term project. That was my idea too. It's like, I just filed my green card paperwork. So pretty much my idea was when I get my green card approved, my gift to myself was going to be like a pair of Galapagos tortoises.
That's awesome. Yeah. I want to get those for Lars.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Grows up with them and then can pass them down.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool.
Things live fucking forever, right? Like
like 250 years or something. Yeah.
As
long I think there was one in Australia that died at like. There was one in Australia that died over 200 years. It was like it was like what was the famous explorer's name? Darwin's. It was Darwin's like Galapagos tortoise. I'm pretty sure it died in like the 1980s or 1990s, and it was in Australia.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Reptile Gardens has one that's over 100.
Yeah.
I thought you said Dora the Explorer.
Imagine.
That's a couple too many dabs over there.
Wow. You don't even have kids.
Oh, relax. See, I'm Uncle MJ all over this part. You don't even know.
I see.
You don't even know who I am. Nah, dude, that's awesome. Those turtles are like fuck, but they tear up like your yards, right?
Yeah. Like, we have a 5-acre lawn here. Put a galop out there. I'll take care of that thing in a couple days. You know.
But if you have like a fenced yard, is what I'm saying. They'll dig the fuck out of that, right? Like, aren't they crazy diggers? Like,
I think you would want to do maybe like cement like 4 feet down and then fence it around.
Sulcatas are the ones you really got to worry about. They'll create, and seen wild pictures of their burrows in Africa, like excavate sand out like 10 feet deep. It's insane. Yeah, sulcatas will tear the crap out of a yard.
Yeah. I always wanted a tortoise, but I just was always told, well, you better have this, and that, and they're gonna fuck your shit up, or they're gonna like destroy everything. And I'm like, well, I don't want to deal with that.
Tortoise species like pancake tortoises, you know.
Those are cool.
Yeah, too small.
Yeah, I have 2 sulcatas, but they're pretty young still. So I'm looking at them right now outside, but they don't damage anything yet. But that's why I want to move them into the right spot, bigger place.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, have you like visited any other places other than like the LA area? Have you gone like up north to like the Bay Area? Have you gone down like to like San Diego or like Tijuana or anything like that? Have you got to like see your surroundings? Because you're in a fucking cool spot where a lot of good places you could check out. So I'm just curious, have you done any kind of adventuring, like, you know, in your area and whatnot, you know, in California?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone all over the country, but like, yeah, it's been for like music and stuff like that right now. Like, but I've been everywhere. I've been to so many states. Every time I go to a different state, I always buy the Starbucks mug, so I know where I've been.
Oh, cool.
So like 30, I think I've been to like 30 states, like Alabama, like all kinds of random places.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've been.
But that's why, like, I guess when things start opening back up again, I want to start going around to like more animal people's places and stuff like that. Be more fun.
What other DJs you've been talking to? Because I know you've been mentioning some EDM DJs. You mentioned Stevie Aoki. Is there any other? I did like did a studio session with Afrojack. Oh, cool.
I spoke to like Skrillex on FaceTime a couple months ago, like a bunch of different people. Yeah.
Damn,
it's been cool because like it's just because like what I've done is like my whole idea was like what can I do that's so unique and different that everybody's going to see it and then everybody's going to want to chat with me. But it's funny because like all the musicians, like they love it, but all the labels and all that kind of stuff, they're like, this is too risky, like you're too out there. It's so funny. It's so funny how like it's like this juxtaposition between.
They don't want them getting bit on the hands because then they can't DJ. Like I've heard that.
Yeah.
Or like athletes too. God. Like athletes are not allowed to keep reptiles.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Sure. Yeah, that's like in contracts and shit for athletes. You're not allowed to keep reptiles.
I know that for someone.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do too. Like do stuff that like I know that all the musicians would really like. I know the animal stuff. All the musicians love it. Like you tell them you have a collection of animals. They're like, whoa, that's so crazy. That's so cool.
What about?
It's so funny. I'm like,
have
you
you
could
met
do
him?
it too. I met him I met them at an event like about a couple months ago. Yeah.
Who did
his manager? What's that?
Who did Desiree just say? Who did you?
Marshmallow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I met him with his manager like a couple months ago at an event. Yeah.
You wear one of the, things.
No, he was walking around. He was walking around normal. I feel like nobody. Yeah, no. I guess nobody. I mean, it was like it was for like this adult entertainment company's event. So
yeah, there ain't no kids here. I'm fucking good.
Yeah, I don't think any of them knew. I don't even know if they knew who he was. Who even knows?
You wouldn't
I don't
recognize him without his little hat on.
I heard he's actually 2 different DJs. Like he has another alter ego, and I forgot what the DJ name. Yeah, I forgot. And he DJs without a mask. I just fucking forgot what the name was. I don't really follow that kind of music anymore. I'm more into like the house music, like the not too much EDM. But yeah, I do recall this dude being having a different, like, alter ego or some shit.
It's been interesting recently because I'm talking to like literally EDM guys, rock guys, and like the rappers. So it's just like so weird. It's like, where am I? Like I'm in like every single space.
Just collab all 3 in one.
If you realize that's what happens. If you realize these DJs bring rappers onto their sets all the time. Like
I mean that's like. Yeah, and that's like the hardest thing for them usually too, because all the big labels like Atlantic and stuff like that, they've told me like internally they're like, for a lot of the producers to get the rappers on their stuff is really difficult because they'll be like, oh yeah, $100,000 for a feature or something.
A lot of money goes on.
Yeah, but I already have the personal relationship, so it's kind of like good for me. Because even like Tiger last year, like he sent me some of his tracks before they were released with like violin on them because like he like really liked what I was doing. So yeah, so it's been good for me.
Hey, you can bring Tiger out here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he would love that stuff.
Tell him I got crocodiles.
Oh yeah,
trying to collab with Tiger.
I want to collab with Tiger.
Tiger looks like
that'd be cool.
Fucking crocodiles. I don't think Tiger would come near a reptile. He just looks like that guy to me. I don't know why. Call me crazy, but I think
Tiger.
Tiger.
A Bronia.
Tiger would look at one of your, like 1 second, you guys at reptile room and turn the other way and ask for the fucking chauffeur to pick him up. He'd dip out.
I'd have to ask him to see what he said.
To find out, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Fly him out, and let's fucking go live for it.
Hey, I feel like I go because I know like what's his name? Man, who's that other guy? The comedian. He's like terrified of all reptiles. Kevin Hart. He's terrified.
Hell yeah, I love him. I follow his TikTok. His TikTok makes me laugh so hard.
They did a collaboration with Kevin Hart, dude. He I don't know what it was, but it was Kevin Hart had a blindfold on and fucking James.
Oh yeah.
He was in the back seat. Fucking, that's crazy with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, with David Dobrik and stuff. Yeah.
That's why it's like, you know, Vegas is a cool spot, but you literally are like, you're in such a hub area for collaborations with who knows who you collab with, bro, because everybody like goes through the area you're in. You know what I mean?
That's why it's so perfect. That's why I feel like the dual places like LA and Vegas would definitely work like really well for what I'm doing work wise. But if it was a personal choice, I don't know. I'd probably live in Montana or something, to be honest. Like somewhere like in a cabin in like Montana.
Dakota. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You should go.
Yeah, because I'm so much more like, I don't know, like I'm like an outdoorsy Australian guy, you know what I mean? Like so like that's why I never like when I moved to LA, like I know everybody that I ever know that moved to LA always moves to like central LA, like Hollywood area, because they think they go to all the parties and events. I never did any of that stuff. I moved to the Valley straight away, and I was in Sherman Oaks, and everybody was like, "Oh, the Valley, yuck! Like, what are you doing in Sherman Oaks?" I'm like, "Because I don't want to live in like Hollywood. It's disgusting. Like what?"
Yeah. Congested streets. I never really understood it either. I would have friends that lived in that area, and I would just feel like, oh man, this is too like.
Yeah,
I'm already sweating. Like this is too much. I don't like it. Like it's giving me. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
you just need to be in the city because like then you can collab and work with everybody you need to work with because it's a drive away. Like it's fine, but you don't need to live in the central Hollywood. It doesn't make any sense. But literally all the big influencers and people that I know, they've all moved out here pretty much now anyway. Once they've been here for a while, they all move out here. But I guess they all move here with that feeling of like that's where they need to be, and like I don't know. But LA is like a weird place to navigate because when I first moved out here, it's just like it was difficult because everybody tells you like stories.
LA's weird. Period.
Yeah, but it's you think because you speak English obviously in Australia, you speak English in America, so you move to LA, you think, oh yeah, cool, we all speak English. This is gonna be easy. No, it's not. It's
everybody
weird.
Everybody speaks Spanish or Cantonese or something crazy in LA. It's nuts.
Like everybody just lie. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Everything's bullshit.
Oh, dude, it's fucking dude. It's the land. It's land of the con artist, bro. It's nuts.
I know. That's why it's funny. I have this friend in Australia, and she just got a talent visa to move here to do acting, which I think is going to be really difficult now with everything going on. And she already like calling her friends in West Hollywood her best friends and stuff. Like, I'm like, you don't even know these people. Like, you haven't lived out here. You know, like when you come traveling over here as a tourist, yeah, everybody's going to be nice to you with your Australian accent and like, you know, everything else. But when you live here and then now you really expect them to help you out, like, good luck. They're not going to pull through for you. Because everybody else that lives in central Hollywood is like struggling themselves, living with like 6 roommates trying to make stuff work. So why do you think they're going to help you? Like that's the issue as well. That's why I love the animal people and the car scene people. Everybody's super genuine and they really help you out. Musicians, the musicians are cool too. But when it comes to a lot of the influencers, it's like just like dog eat dog. They're all out for their brand deals. Like if anything happens to your Instagram, like, hey, you have a contact to help me, anything. Oh, I don't know anything. I'm like, yeah, I know you do. You're lying. Of course, there's like the exceptions, but there's a lot of that going on. So it's like very dog eat dog world.
Save your own. It's always save your own ass, dude.
Yeah, but they're so nice to your face. Like you think that they're your best friend, but as soon as you need something, forget about it. But that's why in Australia, it's not like that. If somebody's not going to help you or, you know, work with you or whatever, they'll tell you straight up. At least you know where you stand. But that's just not how this place is.
Yeah.
The reptile hobby gets like that to a certain level. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just
saying. Yeah, I'm sure there's politics in that too. In the ball python game.
Ooh, damn.
It's gonna be interesting, like especially stepping into it to see what happens. Like I don't know. I don't know. Like Miguel's always been cool and stuff, but I don't really know. I know a couple other breeders, but
Miguel, like that's probably one of the best dudes to know in the ball python game because, like, you know, yeah, he's very nice to everyone, but he's, you know, he's super like kind of 100% real with you too. You know what I mean? Especially if it comes to like buying shit, like he'll guide you in the right direction and he'll just hook you the fuck up.
Yeah.
So that's yeah, man.
It's you know, like anything, it's a who you know kind of world. You know.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I just think it especially.
Yeah. Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm good with that. I just feel like on the ball python thing, it was just like I feel like that's the easiest thing to actually. Yeah, I feel like that's the easiest way to like, I guess, make money in the animal game. Like, and it's like, especially if you're breeding like more like high-end pieds and stuff. I can feel like if if I bred like, for instance, like a sulcata tortoise, like I feel terrible selling those things. I'm like, I don't know where these things are going, and they're like so cheap when they live forever. It's like I just feel kind of bad. But at least with the ball pythons, if they're like pieds or something a little bit more pricey, you're hoping that when you sell it to somebody, they'll actually take care of it. Yeah. Even like the sugar gliders, because I've bred them before in a different state, but I just feel like if you were to sell them, like. I just like, I don't know, like, so because somebody will want to buy one, it's like they don't do well by themselves. Like, that's just like the people are just selfish, just thinking about what they want, not about the actual animal's like health and keeping it correctly.
You'll come to realize that even in the ball python world, certain people just can't keep a fucking ball python. I don't know what it is. There's been times where I've given precise instructions on what you should do to keep this ball python going, and
that's so insane to me. Like, the thing is, it's the easiest thing in the world. Just give it a rat.
We'll take a picture. Look, put it on paper towel. Make sure it has a couple meals, and use whatever substrate you want after that. I guess But I always tell them to keep it on what I've been doing it, and then they'll that day they buy it. They're putting it on their Instagram and like fucking. I'm like, yo, put that fucking thing away. Like, let it chill for a little bit. And then next, they're posting a picture of it on Aspen fucking bedding or something, and you're like, dude, this is like not what I told you to do. But it's off their instinct what they think is right, and that's just not with ball pythons. That goes with fucking anything. Like people, you can go off what they feel and what they feel is right instead of going what's been working for everybody else this whole time. And that's the frustrating part. Fuck, it's really annoying. So,
they want to put like I had a friend that had a
humidity is right. Okay, it's all about that humidity. Make sure your humidity is right.
I had a friend that had a frilled dragon, and he was like, oh, I want to get like a friend. Maybe I could put a snake or something else in with it, or some frogs. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's people are the dumbest things. Or like, I had a friend come over and he's like, put your 2 panther chameleons together. Let's see what happens. I'm like, are you insane? Like, what do you think's going to happen? They're going to fight. Like, they're not going to get along. It's 2 males. I would never do that.
You see the logic there? Like how fucking people think like that, and people will buy an animal and do that themselves. Like, yo, you know what? This big boa constrictor needs a big lizard. That's perfect. I could put them together. Like, dude, I'm telling you, like, and
I've had so many horror stories too of like friends that are like, I think one of my friends like had the person I know like had a couple of pit bulls, and then one of their dogs, and they had 3 dogs. One of them passed away, so they got a new dog, because like to take care of, like to like be a friend for the older dog that they thought needed a friend, and then of course like it killed the dog when they left the house. I'm like, what do you think was going to happen? Like,
oh, you mean the other dog killed the dog, or
yeah, they had pit bulls. So I think it was like they had 2 pit bulls. One of them passed away because they were both older, and they were like, "Oh, this dog, we should get a friend for it." So they got another pit bull, a rescue pit bull. Like, who the hell knows where this dog has gone through? And they just left them alone. Of course it did. Like, they left it alone with it.
Oh my, that's fucking.
Oh, my ex, she had what was it, a Persian cat, and she let it outside. I'm like, this cat has no sense in the world. Like, stop! It's going to be eaten. I swear, it's good. Like, please stop doing it. And then, of course, it went missing, and I went out looking for it, and I found like its leg. I'm like,
oh my god,
it was horrible. I'm like, but what did you think was going to happen? Like, the amount of times I told her, and then she decided to go get 2 rescue cats. So she gets 2 rescue cats, and they're like completely like psycho. Like, I don't know where she rescued them from. She opened the door and they ran away, and they were never seen ever again. I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? What are you thinking? People have like literally no idea.
No, dude, and there's pages out there. There's pages out there that post snakes like it's normal to have stuck sheds. It's not normal for your snake to have a stuck shed. You realize that, right? Yeah. And they refuse to change anything as far as the bedding, any advice. They call themselves rescuers. Rescue what? You're a pet cemetery. What are you doing? And what's pissing me off is there's people who look, there's people out there who know this shit is not right, but they'll still like the fucking post anyways. They'll still support it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. People have like literally no idea, but then they'll be like, they'll tell you when they'll be like so vocal when something's wrong. They think something's wrong, or like it's abuse or some shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? You've never even had an animal in your whole life. It's so crazy. Yeah, that's for me. I had one friend come over from Australia, and he when my sulcata tortoise was really young, and he went to pat it, and he just started poking at it. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I had no idea how to even like touch the thing. I was like so shocking to see. I was like, isn't just some like basic common sense, but apparently that doesn't exist with a lot of people. It's crazy.
You gotta assume that everyone knows less than you think. Like the least amount of person could know.
Yeah,
Whatever
basically like they're
common
a
sense.
2-year-old.
They don't think that. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally a 2-year-old. Like I've seen this, like the dumbest stuff. It's so unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
But it's like kind of, but they just don't. I mean, these fucking people just don't know better, I guess, or they'll never will know. Who knows? But
yeah, that's why like I guess people live like especially in these big cities. People just live these sheltered lives. You know, they see a cockroach and they freak out. It's just like it's crazy.
I have visitors. You know? I have visitors that come over and they go, "Oh, you have dogs?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have dogs." You're totally cool. Just don't act sketchy. Like, just walk normal. What do I do when I open? Oh God! I'm like, don't.
Oh yeah.
Like, stop. You look suspect. Stop. Like, you look like you're doing something wrong. Oh shit! And they put their hands.
Wait, isn't that because you have pit bulls?
Well, just don't tell them anything. Like, oh, they're super friendly. Don't be like, hey, if you look sketchy, they're gonna kill you. Like,
you see my dogs when they just come out, and it's like it almost would intimidate anybody, but they're just super excited to see anybody. But like, if you're standoffish and you're going back, then they're gonna be like, "Yo!" Like they just it triggers something to them, and they're not. They just get really they just get really like, "Okay, well, who are you?" And that's when they start barking, and then I have to go through this whole fucking thing where I have to drag Capone inside and all this other stuff. Where if you just would have just don't even pay attention to them, just fucking walk.
Yeah,
and then it's normal, but it's kind of
I want to get one of them. I want to get one of those cane courses. Have you seen them?
Oh, my buddy breeds them. He has what color?
Oh, really?
The black ones?
Black.
Dude, yeah, I'll show you my boy. He breeds them. He's right here in Ramona. He's about 45 minutes from me, and he has the nicest fucking King Corsos. I want one too, but it just doesn't fit with my pit bulls. I have to.
Well, and in California, he has them?
Yeah, I'm in San Diego, so I'm like not far from.
Cool. You have to message me that info because I want to go check them out then. Because like it's funny because my girlfriend was fully against it, but we had this homeless person like walk into our house the other week claiming it was the craziest thing. We got home from shopping, put our shopping down. She opens the back door to let some air in, and this just like 20-something-year-old like woman just walks in. She looked very like like mental issues like through the ceiling. She walks in, starts claiming the house is hers, and we have to get out. It was insane. And then so then I told her to get out. She's in the backyard, like we have a spa. She's like talking into the speaker of the spa, like she's trying to communicate with somebody. And it took like 15 minutes for the cops to show up. She didn't leave the whole time. She was just telling her to let us in. It was her house, blah, blah, blah. And then my girlfriend was more on board with the dog idea. But I think I'll probably wait for a little bit. But I don't know what their temperament's really nice, like your friends.
Dude, they're fucking. It's like a mixture between a pit bull and a German Shepherd. Like knowledge.
Get a German Shepherd.
Oh wow,
so smart. You have no idea how smart these Cane Corsos are, and it's a pit bull on steroids. They're fucking humongous. Yeah. And I think they're more dialed in, I think, on the training side. But yeah, bro.
I'm always like that though. Like I guess like I always like the biggest, craziest animal as well. That's why I got like the rabbit we have is like she's like 15 to 20 pounds, like giant Flemish. She's so cool. So I just like the bigger because my girlfriend was like, I want a rabbit. So she wanted like one of the little cutesy rabbits, and of course I went off and bought her like a giant rabbit that literally destroys everything.
Is that the one that's in some of your videos?
Yeah.
What's that?
Is that the one that's in some of your videos?
Yeah.
She's in a couple of them. She's from Nigeria. She's the ones when we have like the snakes and stuff like that. She's in those ones.
Yeah. The rabbit, like that's that giant rabbit she's holding.
Yeah. With the most recent ones. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thing's freaking huge.
It's hard because we go film with a rabbit. And, like, yeah, she gets like because we have a cat. Like, obviously the rescue cat. And he's probably like a third of the maybe like half the size to like a third of the size of this rabbit. The rabbit's giant.
Mm. Wow.
I was just thinking real quick on the King Corso fucking topic before we get off of it. Another fucked up thing about California. I don't know how it is in Indy, but dude, if that lady walks into your property claiming it's her house and your dog goes to town on her, you're fucked. Can you believe that?
That would be insane.
You're gonna have
she would have got you'd get destroyed by the dog like that.
You're gonna pay for all her fucking medical bills. More likely, if the bitch is somehow like, let's just say she has family who's not as fucked up as she is, they could just sue you. And that's another reason why it's like you're almost better off owning a gun because you could shoot somebody, claim self-defense, or I didn't know, and they can't put your gun down. They can fucking put your animal down though. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm all like, I was so crazy in the beginning of training these dogs on fucking whatever comes through while I'm not home. It's game time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's also like, I don't know. Now it really thinks because I've heard stories before of people literally having to put their dogs down and shit affecting the dog more than anything else because of the fucking laws here. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's pretty.
I mean, that's what was happening in Australia. Like everything was such like a nanny state. I don't know if you guys have that expression here, right? Where basically like just literally everything you do, like they
like
babysit you and everything.
We call it
like a nanny. Yeah, because like they try to like even bring in like daylight savings where I'm from. We all voted no. So then the government was like, you know what? Screw you guys. You're doing a 3-year trial on daylight savings. And like after that, we still voted no, but we had it for 3 freaking years because like I guess the financial sector wanted to work with the eastern states, so they wanted to do the daylight savings because of that. But nobody even complained. It was like, okay, cool, you guys are doing it for 3 years. Everybody like literally was a big like 70% said no in the first vote anyway. But like nobody was like, they were just like, oh, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. Like Australians are very like, okay, if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing, you know. But everything was so controlled there, so that's why I wanted to like get out as well, just so limited. But yeah, I guess that's what I feel like it's happening more and more with California. But I guess like it also does make sense because how people, in some ways, I guess with how stupid people are, like like we're saying about how people with the animals, they just don't know what they're doing. It's just like, but I just feel like there should just be a better system of just, I guess like maybe, I don't know, like getting the licenses for the animals, not making it impossible, but like some sort of something, you know. I don't know. I don't know what you do. Stupid people are always going to be stupid. So
yeah, it's difficult.
You can't teach stupid.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's like really, it's really shocking.
You could actually teach someone to be even more stupid. That's a lie.
Yeah,
you can't.
That's why. That's why I want to move to a state that I feel like moving or like having a second home in a state that's just more free, and then just finding the right person to be there to take care of everything. Just finding the right person that can stay there and take care of stuff when I'm not there. Especially when you have like multiple species, it makes it difficult because even if I go traveling now, it's like, okay, well, this is all this stuff. This is this stuff. It's just like, it's so confusing. It's not like, because it's just really difficult for people.
Yeah, that's how it is here.
Has anybody talked to you about like what art as a community, as a hobby, like in this community, what our biggest pushback is? Has anyone talked to you about like what we have to battle like on day to day?
Not a lot.
So it's so US ARC. You know what US ARC is? Give us a spiel on US ARC real quick, Steven.
So US ARC stands for the United States Association of Reptile Keepers. It's basically like the reptile hobbies lobbyist presence in Washington. So like, I don't know if you're familiar with about 6-7 years ago, the government putting Burmese pythons, green anacondas, reticulated pythons, and rock pythons on the Lacey Act, which is a interstate commerce law. It's really vague, and the government enforces it in ways that are kind of they're overreaching just by interpretation of the law. But so the U.S. ARC was able to lobby its way, and they put a lawsuit into effect and got that ruling reversed. They're in all the states, like working with local laws and whatnot. And their biggest opponents essentially are PETA and the Humane Society of the United States. When you look at the funding of those two compared to US ARC has 0.00001% of the funding that those organizations have. So and a lot of it is like the message just doesn't get out there as much as PETA does, because they don't have the money to do big commercials and campaigns like they do to promote the message.
So I've heard a little bit about that.
That's something that obviously I want to go ahead and bring that up, because somebody who's keeping animals in the United States, and we're hearing everything that you have in mind, you know what I mean? You definitely have missions that you want to accomplish with the animals. US ARC is something that could help us out huge, dude. So which brings me to my next topic. Do you ever go to reptile shows? Do you ever you ever go check out like Tinley, Arlington, Daytona?
I've been to I've been with the Pomona one and another one in San Diego.
San Diego needs to step its game up. San Diego's more for window shoppers, unfortunately. It's a lot of fucking people in the area, and there's some cool, don't get me wrong, but like Miguel never shows up.
I'm sure like the ones out of state
out there is not worth it.
Steven passed on it last year.
I'm sure the ones out of state are going to be like way better anyway than the ones in California for the most part. The Pomona one, I guess,
I ever went to is Pomona one.
Okay,
Pomona show, that was my favorite show.
Yeah. And if you come down to San Diego, we can get popping too. I'm telling you, Thompson, you gotta.
I mean, that's why I want to do it all correctly, because I feel like all the rappers have made such a bad name for it. And my whole goal, because I have like a really good manager now in the whole music world, so like where are we going to take this stuff like head on? And like I'm in such a good position because our connections are really strong. So it's just like I want to kind of become like the next kind of like DJ Khaled Diplo style thing. So I feel like if I'm doing the animals correctly, I could be a really good voice in that whole world, but I got to do it correctly. You know what I mean? I can't be doing illegal shit. I got to have all that, like all the enclosures looking amazing because like all the other rappers posting their monkeys and like all that bullshit. It just like, and then what happened to this animal? Like this one died because somebody, even like Logan Paul, like, I don't know if you see, cause he does some stuff with animals. Like he had like, his little dog got eaten by a coyote. I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, he's like, I didn't think that, because he said on a podcast, I remember him saying that, like, he didn't think a coyote would come out that far. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he didn't think there was like that in LA. I'm like, yeah, of course it is. You moron.
It was left out, it was like kept outside type of thing. Like he just kept it out.
I think it must have been outside and it got eaten. Then he had I mean, like, I don't want to like say anything super bad about Logan or anything, but like obviously he also had his parrot got eaten by his mastiff that he had. It just like I don't know, like it just, I mean, it sucks, but just like how does it happen though in the same time, you know?
I
don't know how that happens.
It happens very easily, and it really just lands on negligence. It just not really.
You have to be super careful. I mean, like I don't want to like I don't know if it was his fault or like somebody else's fault, inside the house, whatever happened. Like it's not my business, but I know like. I know, like, if you're in the public eye, you don't want stuff like that happening because if you're posting about an animal and then all of a sudden that it goes missing or disappears, it doesn't look good.
He was probably relying on other people to take care of it for him too. You know what I mean? The guy probably has a lot of shit on his plate. Is fucking
he's super busy.
Busy. And that happens, but like to me, like I fucking treat my snakes. Okay, I treat my dogs like dogs. I love them to death, but I treat my snakes like kids too. I fucking check on my snakes every single fucking day, like clockwork.
Yeah, dude. If I hear a strange sound, I raced. I'm like, what's going on? It's like never anything. It's always like something outside. But I'm like, and I got a camera in there, so I check them all the time. So any little motion that goes off, I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Especially with breeding and shit and stuff like that. Like if you don't know your animal, like if you don't know your animal, you're going to miss so much shit. You're not going to know when things are going right. You're just going to continue to guess. And that's why after all these, I've only been doing this for like just about 4 years, but I'm so glad throughout the 4 years of me geeking out. Like now I know my animals so well to where like I could see when a fucking female's starting to build eggs. I could see when females are like starting to not act like themselves. You know what I mean? Because especially when you raise them and you just know them, like it's like, Steven. So Steven has a scrub python clutch that's in the incubator. And man, I remember I was asking Steven, what's going on with your scrub? And he saw all the motions happening. Like she turned off food after she was a beastie eater, right? Steven, like she always ate your female for the most part, right? Mm-hmm. And then obviously hiding in the hide box, not eating and shit like that. Like literally every time I checked up on the scrubs, his updates were like leading to the clutch. And sure enough, there was that dry spell for how long did you wait for those eggs to land after she like ovulated? Seemed like it was a long time.
I mean, it was pretty normal. It was just like I'm always checking, like
every day.
Yeah, I mean, from the ovulation to the pre-lay shed is about a month and a half, and then about another month and a half until the eggs. It was a normal time frame. I was just so anxious that I was just checking on her every day.
There's scrubs
like me. I like to watch over stuff.
Are there scrubs in Australia?
There are.
Yeah, I think so.
That's my dream. Oh my god, it's like my dream reptile. It's like a scrub python gets the size of a retic.
Those are the biggest locality of scrubs. Steven, do those get the biggest? The ones in Australia?
Yeah, the kinghorn eye they get. They can get to like 19, 20 feet potentially. From what I've heard. Yeah. I saw
a picture of one taking a kangaroo, like a full grown up kangaroo, out of the river, like it was nuts. Pretty wild shit. Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. Australia, we have some interesting animals in Australia, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your favorite animal there?
Damn, I don't even know.
How about give like favorite bird, favorite mammal, favorite reptile, Australian?
I like the red-tailed black cockatoo. I don't know if you've seen them. Like I wish I could get one here. They're rare in Australia too. They're just like really big. They have like really powerful big beaks. They're super cool. I wanted to get one before I moved to America. I think even in Australia they were like $2,500 and they're endangered and stuff. They're super smart. They're really, really cool. I don't know if you can get them here or not. I'm sure there's some random person that probably breeds them. They're probably for like 50 grand or something insane.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, and they have like, if you look at their tails, they have red on their tail.
Yeah.
They're super cool. Yeah.
Wow.
I would want to get one of them. I really want. I just like I don't know if you can even get them here. There's probably I don't know any bird people in America. There must be some like.
I could probably get you one.
The bird hobby is a little bit different because it's a lot more restrictive.
I know Australia importer.
Oh really? Cool. I have to talk to him because like I mean that's like growing up. I used to rescue like birds like parrots that would fall out of nesting boxes, and I would like feed them with syringe like 6 times a day and get them back to health. But then every time what would happen is like they get too attached to you and then you can't really release them because they have no skills, Because I'd always get like because what happens is like they'd have like 2 or 3. They basically if they have like 3 babies in the clutch, like the parents will throw one out because they can't feed it. So you'll get like a little runt. Because I had one. It's a what do you call them here? It's a pink and grey galah in Australia, but they have a different name here. So I had one of those, and my mum still has it back home. He's like the nicest parrot, but even him, like he's like smaller than the regular size ones, and his feathers took forever to come in. Like he never really had a full tail for like years, just because like he was such a runt. Like so I would always I just always pick up those guys and have them. But like I don't know, I just like love parrots because they're so smart, and they're just so cool to hang out with. So like I really want to get a parrot. That's something I really want to get next. Like a dog, that's why everybody always asks me. They're always like, "Why do you not have a dog?" It's like, well, because I don't know. I guess I can get that at any time. I always had dogs growing up too, but something about the parrot and the fact they live like 70, 80 years. That's why if I get one now, I'll have it forever.
It's with you for life.
So what's your favorite reptile then from Australia?
I don't even know. Maybe like the frill neck lizards. I think they're really cool. But my one I have a half Australian, half Papua New Guinea one. So he has like the full chest is red. So he looks really Australian because my friend, and he's like really, really like active and like smart. Like, because my friend has a Papua New Guinea one and just like doesn't look like the lights are on. You know what I mean? Like, he just like seems really like stupid compared to my one. Like, even the way that my one eats, like he'll just hunt down crickets so fast, and like, a mouse comes in, he'll just like completely destroy it and like really like thinks out how he's going to hit it. He'll hit it and back off and then like, hit it again to kill it. But I've tried giving him frozen. He just like not interested at all. But there's a massive difference between him and like the Papua New Guinea ones that I've seen. So, because then also, I don't think the Papua New Guinea ones have like the red chest.
No, they're more like grayish.
Yeah, I've just sent a picture of mine. It's completely red. So it looks like full, like if I can find a female, because I want to find a female so I can breed with him, but I want to try and find like a full Australian female. Yeah, because then like it would be, and then I'd probably get some really cool babies out of that.
But what are those going for now? Like $2,000 a piece? Just like I don't know. I've seen like pure Australian frill dragons for a while.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can get them. I don't know how hard. I mean, apparently there was one of the.
They're just really rare. Like they were slaughtered a lot back in like the 90s, and people are still breeding them, but they're pretty inbred at this point because the bloodline's limited. But
just trying to find the right person.
Now and then, you just gotta
this one, the one I have looks really, really cool. Yeah, but that's probably. I mean, I like the thorny devil, the Tasmanian. Thorny devil. I don't know if that's even possible to get here.
There's probably there might be a couple zoos that have them. I mean, a lot of that's just they're so guarded. Obviously, with Australia, the no export.
Yeah. Or getting a platypus, that would be sick. Platypus. I don't even know. Like, I've barely ever seen them in real life. Anyway, I think I've seen one once in an Australian zoo. Yeah. That's it. Like, I don't even know. Like, they must be so. I don't think you could keep that. I don't think it'd be impossible to find that thing.
A platypus.
Imagine having a platypus. She's like a massive fish tank. It's like the entrance to your home. You come in, it's like, that's my platypus. Like, what?
Yes.
What is that? Why?
That sounds like your Vegas house.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that with an anaconda. I want to have it like you walk in, it's just like a big tank, and it's just like a giant anaconda just sitting in the walkway, just to scare everybody that comes into the house. Like, it's an anaconda, like your bedroom's to the right, and like, oh my god, about it.
Put a little bow tie on him.
Yeah, I think that'd be so cool. Yeah,
that'd actually be a good fucking and with you playing a violin at the top of the stairs. Like, imagine that.
So,
it'd be like, like a big mansion with the huge stairs. You have an anaconda greeting you, and then there's you playing a fucking.
Yeah. That's why I want to like go to like a state where I could pretty much do everything I probably would have done in Australia. You know, like I love all the Japanese cars, like because that's what we grew up in Australia. All my friends would import them. So like doing all the crazy cool Japanese cars, like fully built out, and having all the wild animals, you know, and then just doing the music thing. But it's like funny, I have to do it in a different country. I can't even do it back home because it's like, well, we have a limited population size too. So if you're big in Australia, because I know some people in Australia that are like huge celebrities there, but they moved to America and nobody's ever heard of them. And then like it's complete struggle to get, you know, seen over here. But it's like if you get noticed in America, then you can become basically like an A-lister back home because you're like, you do anything here and they're like, oh my gosh, especially with what I'm doing, like in the rap world, it's just like I have beats out with rappers and all of a sudden it's like what Australian has records out with like famous American rappers? Nobody. Like, so then I'm all of a sudden like a celeb, like instant, you know, a massive like name back home, and then I can go touring and do stuff back in Australia. So it works out nicely. But I think, yeah, keeping all the craziness, like the animals and the cars, just like, it just makes it fun. Makes it fun for me. That's what I was thinking it'd be cool too, to like build like some, I don't know how you would do it, like build out a cool car. You could go to car shows with a big plexiglass tank in the back and have like a big retic in there and just like show up. But
make the
you don't have to temperature control it.
Yeah.
That would be so sick.
Or if you're in Florida or someplace legit, you don't like, you know, weather-wise, you don't even have to worry about no heat source whatsoever.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. Yeah. I guess in California it would be hard. You have to have like a massive Hummer or something that you'd have to leave on, like some sort of temperature control system going on.
Yeah.
It would be pretty cool.
It's funny because out of all, like, you know, I DJed throughout my 20s, so 10 years of DJing, man, I've seen some crazy fucking houses and whatnot, but believe it or not, the biggest, craziest house I ever been to in La Jolla, California, was somebody who wanted me to bring snakes. And I'll fucking never, ever forget the view like this. I think the house was like 20 million or something. It was fucking great. Wow. Yes, it was right over the water. It was nuts, but it was just crazy how I got to fucking go to a place like that just off of Reptiles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why it's like, as cool as it is, just as a personal like experience with these animals, you just, if you put yourself out there, you never know where it's going to lead to and where these animals could take you. Like anywhere, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't even know that I have all these animals anyway.
Yeah.
Don't post them that much, right?
Not a ton, not right now, but I want to. That's why I want to start really doing it. Just like, that's why I want to like get it all set up. Like, because I guess in my mind I was like, because like right now my setup isn't exactly pretty or anything, you know. So I was like, I just want to get it to really look nice.
Perfect.
Right. Yeah. That never happens. Like, it's chasing perfection never happens.
Always evolving.
Yeah. And then anyway, every time you make it look nice, the animals destroy it anyway. And you
right.
make it,
Fuck yeah, especially a retic. God, that's annoying. I have a retic that no matter how many times you clean out its water, it fucking shits a Celsius shit right inside that water right when you come back.
Yeah, that's what my Asian water monitor does. Every time I clean its water at night, the next day it's completely just disgusting again.
So OCD, I feel bad for it drinking its own shit, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean its water. You know what I mean? But it's like, every day. Yeah,
it's literally what happens. Like, it's like as soon as it's clean, it's like, oh, this is nice. Let me ruin this for you. That's what they do, like every day. That's the first thing they do. They always shit in the water.
It's wild.
And it stinks.
Yeah,
especially the Asian water monitor. His poops are horrible.
Yeah, monitor shits are pretty bad. I mean, I've had too much of it, just one, but I'm sure you guys. I mean, how's Kilo's shits?
I mean, that room is just such like a combination of smells that almost like totally desensitized to it because you got like.
It's all one smell.
Shit, you got monitor shit, you got snake
like
shit.
A left rodent.
Yeah, if someone doesn't eat, you walk in, you're like, oof, okay, let's find that.
There's a dead rodent somewhere. We gotta find.
That's always fun.
You could probably change the monitor waters twice a day in there, and you probably, you know, you could keep going.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would do it if you had like some crazy like filtration system on the thing. I don't even know how you would even do it. Probably still wouldn't help. It's pretty much impossible.
No, because they keep kicking like the bedding in and stuff like that. You know, the filtration. I'm not gonna deal with that.
So I mean, that's what I always wonder. Like people who have crazy, like I saw what Corey had to go through not too long ago. His fucking Dark Knight fucking clogged up one of his because you know Corey has a big ass pool area for his monitors. Steven, you seen it? Like where they could swim into. So
probably at the top, I can't picture it.
But either way, fucking he clogged like the monitor kicked in so much dirt inside the fucking I guess it's a little jacuzzi area, and it fucking clogged the filter system, and everything overflowed. So all the dirt that he had became clay and mud. It's like it turned into mud, and it just looked like one fucking pain in the ass. Shout out to Corey Meyer, dude. He actually lives not too far from here either. If you ever want to check out a crazy croc enclosures and like bell lace monitors, he has black dragons, and
that'd be sick.
They're 18 feet tall and like 20 feet long, or wide. Craziest enclosure. It's like a mini Jurassic Park. He's 20 minutes from me, about an hour.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% down for that. Anything I can do in California right now, I'm down.
Hour 15 minutes from you or so. And it's just something like, even if you want to ever consider buying a monitor like that, this is your man to talk to you, dude, for real.
That's what I want to do is I want to figure out everything. So when I get the Vegas house, I'll know what other things I want to get. But I feel like, I guess that's what you would do. Like what I'd probably do, I guess, if I had like all unlimited money, is build some sort of system where you had like the tub for the monitor, but then a plumbing system where you could just like literally just turn a valve, it drains the whole thing, and then you have like some other pipe that you literally turn another valve and new fresh water just fills straight back in, so you don't have to be taking out the bowl. You know what I mean? Some sort of like epic system like that. Because a filtration system just wouldn't work because it's just gonna always just be screwed.
Yeah, I know Corey has some fucking straight top of the line like filter type shit going, but I think the rocks, I just know something went wrong. He's had those enclosures for a long time. This is the first time he's ever had to undo it, like something clogged it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, dude, that's why I'm trying to get Steven over here because I want Steven to check out that fucking place. I
want to see that place so bad.
Yeah, that sounds so real. That sounds really cool.
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I want to do a vlog. I think I want to start a vlog channel about just kind of like everything that I've got going on, but just like so difficult to like put all the different subjects together, like music, cars, and animals, and just everything else. It's just like such a like shit show of stuff going on.
That's why I give it to Miguel so much, because he's like really good at mixing it all in, and like, you know, with his cars and what he does with FaZe Clan and like with you and other shit and like that, the animals, and it's like, and he's fucking super consistent about it, and it's like, dude, it's so much shit. Like
man, it's so much work because he's always going like FaZe Clan in their houses, and like they all know who I am, and I've never been over there. It's just like so much extra work. Like I just can't.
It's a lot, and on top of everything else, you're already trying to juggle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's fucking LA life for you, man. You guys are killing it. It's fucking wild. You should get Steven out there with you for a little bit. Take him out there for a summer.
Yeah. Whenever you want to come over, just let me know.
Hell yeah.
Steven needs to come out. Steven's just too just geeked out over animals. He needs a little bit of Hollywood. Take him to Vegas for a little bit. He needs to go to an EDM show. You know what I mean? Take him to EDC for one day. Get it out of
his when it's back open again, who knows? I guess hopefully next year.
Right.
Steven has a rodent farm to run.
I was going to say, we can't even take Steven away from his fucking life right now. I don't know. When can he? When can he go to an EDC? When can he go to a festival, Desiree? Desiree has the chains, dude. She's like...
I'll let you know.
So I gotta find
a Steven 21. So what fun is that gonna be for him anyway?
You don't need to be 21 to party.
Okay.
Just kidding.
So that's what I gotta find. I gotta find like a friend like Steven out here who can like do all the animal stuff with, and I can be the person that like gets them all sets. I know. I can't even imagine. I mean, there must. I don't know. I don't even know where you find somebody that's like that.
Yeah, he's a fucking shoo-in. He's a fucking like, I don't know. I knew this Indian term one time. I forgot what it's called now, but he's like something very you don't find it a lot. You know what I mean? And, and with the animals, like you can't just go wrong. I give props to Steven all the time, especially because he's managing the rodents and the reptiles for the most part, right? But you got your shit so fucking packed with those rodents, huh? Especially right now, Steven, because
yeah, I mean, it's always crazy, you know.
Racking right now.
Yeah, the production, all the sales and shipping is wild too. You know, we're doing twice as much as we were a few months ago, and then reptiles. You know, it's gonna be baby season soon. We're gonna have a lot of things to get feeding and whatnot. So it's gonna be challenging, but definitely good.
Baby's about to be born pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese race cars, real quick. What are some of your favorite cars? Like, you know, I know you got some cars out there that probably been your favorite since you were younger. So,
like R34, I guess the Nissan, but you can't even get them here; they're illegal.
Yeah. So my favorite was
my friend has one though. My friend has one, a legal one. There's 13 legal ones in the US right now. He paid over $250,000 for his one, which is ridiculous for a Japanese sports car. Like in Australia, like you can get them back home. They're expensive now. They're like over $100,000. That's why I think probably what I want to do is buy a house in Vegas for the animals and all that stuff, and then just rent something in LA, and then buy a house in Sydney back in Australia, so I can get some cars that are illegal in America.
I like where you're going with this.
So everything's always it's always a thing, right? One country is good on one thing, and the other country is good on the other thing. Like, where's like the perfect place where you can just do whatever you want? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia
doesn't exist. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you're in there. Okay, listen, you're in the right spot, just not location wise, and because meaning if you don't mind just doing shit illegal.
Yeah. I'm not American, so I'm not risking it. That's why, like,
you're not American and you're too out there, though. I mean,
we'll say it on the podcast, you know.
Yeah. Because I'm already on the TMZ radar, all those people's stuff. So I know, like, especially when things reopen back up and everything's popping up for the music, I'm going to be on there all the time. So when I'm showing up all the time, if I'm doing anything incorrectly, like, I mean, Justin Bieber got so much shit for just like, for nothing really. He was in trouble so much before, like a few years ago. Like, and I don't even understand what he was doing that bad. Yeah.
Well, actually, he was driving around. He got a DUI. He was like fucking around. He was actually partying a little bit. He got a yeah, exactly. Dude,
being a kid, it was like nothing. When I was younger,
I'd be dead.
I drove into a police car when I was a kid.
Bro, I would be if I was that kid with that much,
I'd be in so much trouble.
Yeah, there's so much pressure.
I'd be in rehab or dead, or I just wouldn't I don't know. I wouldn't be able to handle it. It's too much.
Yeah.
So I give it
so much.
He's been doing it since he was like 12 or some shit, playing drums or something wild. I don't fucking remember, but like,
yeah,
he's been doing it like this has been his whole life. And you got to understand, so many kids who were raised that way end up becoming so fucked up because they don't know how to be normal. They're just always under the spotlight and being stars. And
I've seen it happen to a few people where they just kind of like lost their shit completely just because of it. They just couldn't manage it.
People really take normalcy for granted. Like, like being able to fucking walk into a store without having to be like bombarded by like fucking cameras and shit. Because I mean, I don't know. Like I remember, there's certain things I wanted to be famous as a kid, but like, I don't want to be bothered now if I'm fucking walking to go get fucking groceries or something. You know what I mean? That's why, like, Kanye, I don't blame Kanye. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this fool breaking cameras and just fucking, I would probably be suit up the ass just because I just would snap on somebody. You know what I mean? You met Kanye West yet?
No, I haven't met him. It's just like, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I didn't even want to be popular. It's like, I'm not trying to do that. But unfortunately, with the music game, it's like, if you're not popular, you're not going to make money.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I've been doing my whole life. It's the best thing that I know how to do. And then before I did this anyway, I used to run 2 big YouTube channels. So because I like filming, so I know how to make stuff popular. So that's like my 2 skill sets is like how to make shit popular and how to produce music. So it requires an audience, unfortunately.
How did you get verified, or does it just happen, or did you have to like?
It was through a record label, just because I was working with them on some music projects, and then because I have a lot of press, because they always want you to have press. So yeah, if you have a lot of press, then you can do it.
Huh.
Yes, he does want to check, but she has like 12K or something. I'm like, you gotta
12.9.
You gotta have at least 100 probably to get verified.
It has nothing to do with
I
that.
think it's just like you gotta have the press. If you have the press behind you, then you can get verified. Yeah, I can ask a press person. Like, you just need the press person and just get some. Yeah, because especially during the animal stuff, you get the press out there about what you're doing, and just find the right person who can then like submit everything correctly. I mean, then you could just submit through Instagram yourself. And
I did. They rejected me. I mean, I didn't.
You just gotta keep doing it.
Rejection. Just keep doing it.
Yeah. Once you have like the press and stuff, then they'll be able to like see, okay, this person's like a legitimate person who does stuff. Yeah.
It's important, right? The check marks.
I want to be verified.
Who are you?
Only reason I wanted to get mine verified in the beginning was because I was putting such wild content up there, and I got deleted once before and had to get it back. I'm like, I just don't want to get deleted.
Yeah.
So I want to keep my stuff safe. But I've been deleting like all my old posts with a lot of girls anyway. I pretty much cleaned up a lot of stuff now anyway.
So you're thinking maybe at some point that might fucking keeping that out there might get you deleted someday, or get you some because it's crazy how that could happen.
Can do. Yeah, I mean, I'm always like, like the rappers and stuff you see in music video, there's always girls in there and stuff like that. So it's always to be part of it to a certain extent. I'm just gonna like limit it a lot compared to what I was doing before. Yeah, and eventually too, like once you've done it and everybody's seen you do it, you've done it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, who else? I did it with Amber Rose. Like, who else is there that I can really do it with that beats that?
Yeah,
it's kind of like
Amber Rose, like she fucks with snakes too.
Yeah, So once you've done the top people,
right? There's just only a handful of reptile people that are actually verified, and I want to be one of those.
Yeah, if you have the press, you can definitely do it. You need like 5. If you have like 5 articles about you, then you can definitely do it.
Miguel's not even verified. It's crazy.
He's
He's
not?
like, no.
Miguel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Tyler, oh, wait, yeah,
He could probably do it.
No, he tried. When he did what they wanted, or like after he hit 100K or something, he applied, or I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah, it's fucking they never
We'll
give
talk
to him.
later.
Yeah.
Okay, DM me.
All right, cool.
I got that anaconda coming. You know.
Oh, sweet.
We'll
I can't wait, man.
For that.
I can probably figure it out. I'm pretty good at figuring this stuff out.
All right. Yeah, I want to do it.
It's just like, because the way I always do everything is like, well, what can I do in the most unique way that I'm the only one in the world doing it? So therefore, like I can get, stuff moving a little bit easier. That's why I played the violin with the girls dancing, because I'm like, every single person that plays violin to like hip hop and stuff literally picks the song without the curse words and everything. They do it so PG, and I'm like, you're doing hip hop. Like, I don't understand. Just buy into the culture, like be a little bit more like crazy with this shit, but they don't do it. So I'm like, well, there's a massive opportunity for me to do this shit right here, because nobody else is taking the risk. So I just plunged in and did that, and now I've blown that up with all that. That's why I'm like, okay, cool, I've done the girl videos. Like, I get girls hitting me up all the time to do them, and I just don't do it because it's just like no point really anymore. So now I'm going to move on to doing them all with the rappers, and then doing it all with animals and stuff like that, stuff I really care about. And then like there's more longevity in that anyway. And then it's also going to be unique because there's no other violinists doing stuff with rappers or like a giant snake, anything like that.
You sound like you went the unfiltered route.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what the rappers are doing. Have you heard the lyrics recently?
Have you heard this podcast?
Yeah, the half these songs. That's why it's so funny when I'm on TikTok. Yeah, that's why it's so funny when I'm on TikTok and I see all these kids like with like all the rap songs. It's like, this is so ridiculous. But then you can't post anything like, if it's too racy, you can't post it. But apparently the lyrics is like totally fine.
Feeding your animal gets taken down because
God
forbid it eats what it's supposed to eat.
Yeah.
You're taking down your videos, Desiree?
Oh yeah.
I posted one the other day of me. I was like hanging outside of the window of a car while they were doing burnouts, like doing donuts. And that one they gave me I could say I could try and like claim that there was nothing wrong with the video, but yeah, they tried to take that one down. I'm like, what, for just like a donut?
Yeah,
it's like
they
so
took
crazy.
down of me feeding my white caiman, my crocodile. And
that's so crazy.
It was dead rat, but yeah, they take that
but a human eating like some weird food, those mukbang videos, apparently that's fine.
Yeah.
But if your animal's eating a rat, God forbid, like, no, that's not allowed.
Yeah, I just did one of Kilo eating a rat, and my caption was like, well, I wonder how long this video will last.
Yeah. TikTok's hilarious. I understand it, but
it makes me laugh so hard. It's just pure entertainment for me.
I mean, for an entertainment standpoint, it's definitely better than Instagram, the way that it's like set up. Because Instagram, I feel like it's like your resume, you know what I mean? But I feel like TikTok's more just it's more like your resume.
So like out and
but TikTok is more like it's more like just a fun thing.
I think at this point I'm just doing it to get a rise out of people now, because
I can't even imagine with the animal.
There's so
you get so many people. I posted I think the rabbit on there, and I had people commenting about like how I should be keeping it or something. I'm like, you have no idea. Like, but I'm so because I used to run 2 big YouTube channels that weren't about me, that I was filming them, and I was the voice in the videos, but I wasn't in the videos. So, and I would comment as them on the videos for them. So I'm just it never felt personal. So if there's any attacks or like bullshit comments, I would never take it personally because it wasn't about me. So before I started doing my own stuff, I was so primed to understand like what kind of comments and how it was going to be, because I'd already dealt with it before, but in a controlled way where it wasn't about me. So it was so easy for me to handle, And then I just fuck around with people back. I just like play dumb or whatever else back with them, and they get more triggered. It's funny.
I'm like,
it's just funny.
Thanks for the advice. I'll consider that.
That's pretty funny.
So, what are your plans with the whole like idea with COVID? Like, so COVID's gonna go back. Like, this shit's gonna be done, right? At some point.
Yeah. Eventually, just like I guess like
it will.
I mean, I guess things are going to open back up to some extent, but then some things won't. Like I guess like all the music festivals, like the clubs and stuff like that. I don't know what the plan is to open bars and like nightclubs. I'm sure that can't be for a while still. Another at least maybe 6 months to a year. I don't know.
Now, as far as your music before that, like, are you building a portfolio right now? Like, do you have tracks on deck? Are you like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much like I have like songs ready to go. I'm just like working on my branding and stuff like that for those to come out. And then I'm working with a lot of big producers on making beat packs for rappers and then getting placements. So I've already gotten placements with a bunch of like, you know, huge rappers. So it's just like, basically it's placements with the beats, getting the EDM stuff out. And then, yeah, just keep on getting all that stuff. And then linking in with like, you know what it is in that whole world. It's like, if you're plugged in with the right people, they'll get you like Vegas residencies and everything else, you know?
Yeah.
So
if you get a Vegas residency, I'm telling you right now, you know, if you don't have any drug habits or gambling habits, I'm telling you, you'll be good for the rest.
It's so weird because I think because my dad he's an alcoholic, so like I don't drink at all. I don't do anything. Like it's weird. Like I have no interest either. But it's like I'm more I'd rather collect cars and I'd rather collect the reptiles like than drink or anything else. Like I just don't. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
So I'm good on that, which is good because I've been around all of it. Obviously in LA, the drugs, like the whole thing, and I just couldn't care less. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's good. It's hella good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steven.
So yeah, I've been wanting to ask you, man. Like, so what's the future in your content with the reptiles? You know, what are your plans as far as integrating that into what you're doing?
Yeah, I think I want to do, because I know Myrtle Beach wants me to go back out there, so I'll do more with their tigers and the elephants and everything they have out there. And then just like adding in the reptile stuff, like with some really cool reptiles playing music and just being around them, stuff like that. And then I think I want to start a vlog channel where I lead with cars to begin with, because I have a car that I'm building out. So I probably lead with the cars and the reptiles in that, and then eventually turn into like a lifestyle channel. But like I feel like you have to pick like what you're starting with. And like the car world and the car scene so easy, and I know the biggest people in LA and they're really accessible. So I'm like, I'll start with that and then just throw an animal in every video, build it out. And then then it's basically my idea is like get the house in Vegas, put a recording studio in it, build out the collection there, and then kind of just turn into that like psycho Australian guy that everybody knows. Like, oh, you know, the Australian violin guy who just has insane pets. Because I want to do videos like, because I used to do fitness modeling too, but it's been years since I was like, well, the last 3 years I haven't really been in shape because I've just been focused on everything else. But I train a lot because that's what I did before this. I used to film I ran the 2 biggest YouTube channels for bodybuilding in the world. So, and I created them from scratch. And like, so I have like all the biggest bodybuilders. It's so weird. I know all these weird industries, but all the biggest bodybuilders in the world, I'm friends with them because I used to compete. I know them all. So I want to go back to like the fitness model.
This makes sense now.
Yeah, so I want to do it.
I'll tell you later.
I want to do a video where
what's going on?
like I want to build out like a cool little home gym, but then have like some big tubs of like, you know, water where I can be like working out and then have my snakes like chilling like at my house like, next to me. So then maybe even like I get like a big retic where like, you know, I do like some like maybe I do bench press and I go over to the tank and pull out my retic and I'm in like like you know like swimmers and stuff, and then I just put the retic over and start squatting it, put it back in, you know. And then like just like do silly shit like that. So people just know me as like that's that crazy musician, like violin, like, you know, producer guy who has crazy animals and ridiculous cars and just, you know, just kind of like just like that typical Australian guy that just like doesn't seem to give a shit about anything, just kind of this wild lane. And while every other rapper is buying like chains and like Rolls Royces, he's importing cars from Japan and like buying animals, like his new chain is like the new like ridiculous animal that he got. So just like this whole different wavelength than everybody else, but that will make me different and like kind of stand out and be kind of the cool person. But that's why now, like I know with all the videos I have done, it was all based on like, you know, girls dancing, getting the biggest, most famous porn stars in the world in the video. So it was like, how's he even have access to these girls? But now it's like showing the talent, right? So then people are like, oh crap, like because I just did 3 covers recently on my YouTube channel where I played like Tuesday Side, the Drake song, and what else I do? The Roddy Ricch the Box and the new Travis Scott song. But I remade the entire beat. So I'm going to put out videos showing like I remade the whole song. Like this is how I do it. So people are like, oh shit, this guy's actually talented. Like he actually produces, he records the violin. I engineer all the sounds and everything myself. I edit the video myself. Like I do literally everything. So then they have that respect level. And then like, cause now I'm working with all the rappers. It's like, okay, like all the biggest musicians in the world work with him. So it's kind of like, that's my whole plan. It's like getting the respect from everybody that I do actual legitimate stuff. I have real talent, but then mix it in with like, but I'm also wild and this is what I care about. And I'm never going to be if I, you know, say the music career gets massive, I have all this influx of money, all of a sudden I ain't buying chains. I'm buying like, you know, like a croc monitor and like some insane, which I, you know, like that's what I want to do. Cause who cares about a chain? I couldn't care less about like some, diamond chain and all these like, diamond watches and stuff. Like, what am I going to do with a $500,000 watch or a Rolls Royce? It's not interesting. It's not interesting at all.
So back to your gym thing you're talking about, Forrest, he was telling me one day that you guys were trying to make plans to have you come out, and you made a comment to him like, I'm really working on my abs and I'm gonna be out there soon. Like,
it sucks
we were laughing about it.
Yeah, because before the COVID thing happened, like I was nearly back into shape because like literally like I was going to the gym for the last 8 months super solid, and then the COVID thing happened, and I just kind of I got sick just before the COVID thing happened, which I think I probably actually might have gotten it because it was really weird symptoms. So I think and apparently it was going through LA. So I think I think I've already had it. And then after I got sick, I didn't go to the gym for a week because me and my girl were both sick, and we're like, okay, let's just not go to the gym for a week because this COVID thing seems kind of weird. And then the gyms closed down. And then like at the beginning, so then we bought all this food, so, like, it's okay, we better buy food for the house, whatever. And I just ate it all. Like every time we go shopping, I just eat way too much food because I'm the kind of person I need to restrict what I have in the house. Otherwise I'll eat all of it. So I've been kind of slack on it, but yeah, I know that like, because it's like, for instance, it's like this stupid guy on TikTok. He makes pottery shirtless, and like he has the most insane amounts of like fans just because he's sitting there making pottery freaking topless. And I thought to myself too, like, well, it's such a good cheat code if I'm just a completely ripped playing violin with a giant animal and I'm like, topless in a pool of water, like I'll get so many fans, like a whole new fan. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it would work so well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the same thing with the girls in the beginning where I'm like, okay, I'm going to play violin with girls twerking like on top of my piano. People are like, are you insane? Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then within a year, I have 1 million Instagram followers and I'm on TMZ and my shit's everywhere. So I'm like, no, I think I know what works. It's like, and then also the thing, it's like, it's a level, I feel like it's never about like being the best at one thing, but putting things together that wouldn't necessarily be together. Like Lindsay Sterling, who plays violin, she's not the best violinist by far at all, but she's dancing and playing violin and she's a cutesy girl. So therefore she's huge because like that's a unique combination of things. So that's why I was like, you just put a couple of things together that makes you unique and special. Now you're the biggest thing in the world and you don't have to be amazing at any of them. So I'm like, well, if I'm ripped with a crazy snake playing violin, who else will ever make that video? Nobody would ever make that. Nobody would even be able to make that video because no other violinist is in shape like that. So like, it's just like, it would be an impossibility. So all of a sudden I'm because if you think about, that Instagram comedian, it's like, hey, which one? There's like, there's thousands of them. Or like, that new rapper, there's thousands of them. It's like, well, the guy who plays violin topless with a giant snake.
Oh, him.
Him. One guy.
That's Thompson.
Like, now, like, if you Google violin guy, I'm the top research, the result, which shouldn't be the case. But even with classical musicians, because I played classical music for years, you have to practice hours every day and be so on top of your game. Yeah. And like, who the heck knows literally any of these people? Like, nobody even knows them. So I can be the most famous violinist and I can be chilling and barely practicing based on just basically like a cheat code in the system, which is like, you just put multiple things together that don't make sense, but you make it work and now you're the thing.
But it gets the people moving.
Yeah, because people love seeing it's just like figuring out a way to like really showcase the talent, because like you said with Supreme Patty and like stuff like that, you can do the wildest things people haven't seen before and you'll get all the attention in the world, but how do you turn that into like a sustainable long-term thing? It's kind of like all these girls now that do OnlyFans because it's such a simple system of how it works. But it's like, what's the end goal? Like, because you just have like, you have someone like Joe Rogan, doing his podcast for 10 years and he makes like over 100 million getting exclusive to Spotify because it can turn into like a legitimate thing. So at the end of the day, like as long as you have like a legitimate talent or skill or something back in everything you're doing, I feel like then you have the longevity. And then you can use like all the cool marketing strategies to actually make it huge.
Yeah.
So you guys were good. I told you.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, MJ.
Don't stress.
Okay.
But it's cool. Like I had like, it's cool because I had the experience doing this beforehand on other people's stuff. So because I've made over 1,000 YouTube videos because I was posting for my friend when I was running his channel. I was posting every single day for like 3 years. So just on his channel, I did 500 videos. And we had like hundreds of millions of streams, hundreds of millions of views on YouTube, and it blew up everything for him. So like I had the experience. It was cool because like when you're working for somebody else, like when you do it for somebody else, like it's like you feel you don't get lazy on it because you feel like you're going to let down the other person. So I always was just on top of it all the time, you know.
Yeah.
But then also you don't have the stress of it being you. So you can make the content you want to make without worrying about what people are going to say about you, because it's not technically you, it's somebody else, which makes it. And then like also it's not your stuff, so you don't fuss over like the tiny details. So getting out an edit, like I'd be really quick at editing and getting them out because I'm like, okay, this is close enough for YouTube, this is good enough. But if I ever went to do my own stuff when I was working with him, it's like I'd be like fussing over it like crazy, and it doesn't get you anything more out of it, you know. So that's why I think I got lucky doing all that stuff first, for sure.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. Either way, it was some good fucking masterminding behind all of it, and I mean, it worked very, very good. I'll tell you, you know, and it's awesome too because like it's not like you're not doing anything harmful to anything. You know what I mean? You're really bringing shit to the table that you don't really find anywhere else. Well, you don't. Where the fuck you see people with violins and fucking, you know, naked and shit like that, and then once the animals come into the picture, fuck, who knows where this will take you? I'm telling you, I think the animals really gonna levitate.
That's why I feel like a lot of people just don't have really that much imagination. I guess what it is, because like if you see like somebody will make a YouTube channel and then that's different, and then everybody will copy that YouTube channel. So you might have like all these new YouTube channels all the time, but it's like, you know, because they're always like, oh, it's so hard now on YouTube, which it is. It's trickier to get stuff going, but everybody copies everybody's format. So your video just looks like the other guy. So you're not unique. So you don't stand out. So no, like it's hard to move to the top. Like I remember after like KESZEY, if you know him. Like after he started making his vlogs, everybody used the same style music, the same style shots, the same style everything. It's like, well, you're never going to be him because he's him. It's like if you do violin with a girl dancing, you're just going to be a copycat of me, you know? So you got to think, and it's not that hard. Just put something else together that just is unique. It's not like you don't have to really think too hard about it. You just have to be different. Like Miguel was doing with all the influencers with the snakes, you know, he's kind of making that his lane, which I think I probably helped inspire that anyway, because I kind of was talking to him about it before he even did it. I was like, somebody hasn't really done this up in LA, because you have Jay Brewer doing his thing, you know, with like influencers, but he's all the way down in Orange County and he's got his whole zoo going on. So somebody could really be crushing this up in LA. And then, I see Miguel started doing it. So it was perfect.
It all came together. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, man, how that shit just works out.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. My thing is like, I have too many interests. That's why for me, I always get like stuck going. I just like, because when I want to do one thing, then all of a sudden I want to do everything all at once, but you can't. It's just tricky. Yeah,
you just got to get practical with yourself sometimes and just kind of fucking, you know, heat back a little bit. But I mean, anything's possible, bro. Just because you want to fucking, you know, a million species doesn't mean it's not practical. You never know, bro. Like you said, you could be getting crazy rapper money at some point, and instead of dropping this shit on fucking bullshit fucking jewelry and fucking, you know, chains and shit like that, you could be dropping it on some fucking sick ass animals and some sick ass whips from Japan. So
yeah, that's why I'm trying to be smart right now. It's like, okay, well, any money that I get coming in, I'm going to just keep on getting ball pythons. I'm just going to build out that collection.
You can't go wrong, bro. That shit will sell. I'm telling you right now. If you had to get rid of
you got to find, I guess I could just go to Miguel. I'm sure he's got a ton of ball python, like pieds that he's got that I can grab from him.
For you, yeah. From a lot of other people, you'd probably say no. So
yeah,
that's the time we go.
Yeah, because pieds are like, I don't know how many people have done a lot of like, I don't know, like I guess there's a lot of morphs with the pieds, right? But
yeah, they've been around forever.
There's a shit ton, but there's still some right combos for the pied that just still make that fucking value really high on a pied.
Yeah, at least with the pieds, I feel like they're easy, like probably an easy seller because everybody's always going to like a pied. They just look really cool no matter what.
Cool.
Like a blue eye Lucy, it's gonna sell. It's like it's a snake. People are gonna like it. And it would, you know, it'd be a market.
Like yellow and orange stuff too. With the
I just felt like it was like the most simple one to start with because like I already like them, already have them. And then if I start going into everything else, I know I'll be wanting to get like 1,000 other snakes. So I'm just like, okay, like let me just start somewhere simple instead of just like making it super complicated. Because that was the thing in the beginning. I got so many animals and I'm just like, okay, they cost me so much money. It's like, it's not practical. Like, because I've got to be thinking about this like long term. Because like if the money's good right now, what if the money isn't good anymore? And then this isn't self-sustainable and they're not like helping take care of themselves. And I get into a situation where something happens or whatever. And then like, I'm like stuck. So I wouldn't want that to happen. So trying to think about this like logically instead of like, you know, which is hard because I think if you love animals and you want to get, it's just like so hard to say no. You see something cool and you're just like, you have to have it, which is how I am. But it's really difficult to be like, not right now. Because in your head, you're like, this is the only opportunity I'll have. Yeah.
I just said, dude, I try to go with the mentality where I appreciate what I have every single day. And if I have to get wild and add something, I'll add it. Because fucking all this shit could be gone tomorrow. Everything could be gone tomorrow. Everything I got could just be gone tomorrow. So YOLO.
This is always true. That's why the parrot, I have to get the parrot, man. I love having a cool parrot. It's just so much fun.
There's a toucan breeder that's like fucking 30 minutes from me in Hamul, and I want a bird so bad, and especially a toucan. You know what a toucan is, right? I'm sure. Fucking
hell yeah. Yeah.
Dude, but I'm just terrified of that something's gonna happen someday, like Capone's gonna fucking find it slipping on this floor, or just like, I don't know. I'm just not, I know I want a bird super bad. It's just not ready for my life right now, because birds could be a headache, dude, from what I hear.
They're really loud. They'll destroy everything if you're not watching them.
And they'll
That's why I want to.
And they'll fuck you up. I heard they'll fucking do some damage to you as well. You know what I mean? I heard their bites aren't.
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They'll just bite you for no reason. They'll just go for you. Because I know, especially with my parrot back home, like with me, like my one parrot that I have, like he's really cool with me, but everybody else, he'll attack you.
Yeah, I heard a lot of parrots only like one person. Like they pick one person to like, and they fucking are pretty, like they're dickheads to everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what he's like. He's a dickhead to everybody, but me, like I'm chill. Everybody else hates him. Hates everybody. Yeah. He's an asshole to everybody.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we're at our two hour mark here. I guess you good, Desiree? We're gonna wrap it up with our mint here. Where's she going?
Some animal thing we kind of forgot about.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, listen, Thompson, bro, this has been awesome, man. This has been an amazing fucking experience having you on. Having somebody who's not so on the reptile strong side. I mean, no, you've had experience, but as far as like, you know, you don't have 1 million followers from reptiles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Based off what you're telling me, 1 million fucking followers came from straight hustle and just fucking putting shit together in your mind, creativity. I fucking thrive on creativity, bro. I think there's a lot of people, not only in this hobby, but just in general, that hold back on their creativity and don't put their fucking thoughts into motion. And I think you're the exact opposite, dude. Everything you told me that you thought of, obviously came into play and it works for you, man. I mean, I give you fucking props. I think it's awesome. And I really think it's awesome that you're so passionate about the animals, because, you know, I give Miguel so much props for collaborating with people like Face Clan and even people like you, because you guys could eventually spread this message to a bigger source. And you know, and you know, if you really love the animals, like you said, you want to wait to display the animals so they have the perfect home. You want everything to look right. And that's really a good message to give to anyone who's looking to.
That's why as well, like now, that's why I want to go, like, you know, where you guys are, like Steve, like come out to like places that like are already established and that look really cool and stuff, and put like some attention on them, you know, because then, you know, while I'm building my stuff, because I'm not going to be selfish about it. Even when I have my own built out like thing, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm only gonna show my shit. I'm like, no, because I want to be, because I like I said, like I feel like a lot of the animal people, if you have that common interest, like that I've met, like have been really cool. You know, obviously, like you said, there's always like politics that play into it and stuff, but I'm sure like it's still not the same as like the influencer game where like it's literally everybody for themselves.
Yeah, the people who really want to move it forward with the animals and reptiles specifically, like the people who really have the best interest of the animals in mind, they're not selfish people. You know, they're not the spotlight. They're looking to put the spotlight on the animals.
Yeah, especially if you want to. Yeah, especially if you're doing the breeding programs, like you want to pair it up with somebody else that has other bloodlines and stuff like that. You can't do it by yourself; it'd be impossible. Like, how would you be able to do that? Yeah, you need to talk to somebody else that's doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. I mean, at the end of the day, you're only one person. So, I mean, you're not.
I feel like it's because if you really love the animals, like your biggest thing is because it's the animals. That's what you're bonding over, and like that's what you care about. It's kind of like with the car people. Like if I have an issue with my car, like somebody shows up to help me take care of it because they love cars and they want to be working on cars. But I guess with the influencers, like, there's not like that thing that they love. You know, they're not doing it because like they love it's for attention. Because like, what are they like? Do you really love doing dangerous pranks that could get you put in jail? Like you're so passionate. I mean, can you really be passionate about doing some, I don't know, some crazy wild video or like doing a comedy skit? Are you like, I mean, if you're really passionate about comedy, then why are you not at an open mic? Because like the comedy community in LA, right? All the comedians that do open mics, they're super good friends with each other. But all the influencers that go do comedy videos, I don't see like a crazy camaraderie with them. You know what I mean? Because it's all about numbers. It's like, I mean, if they're really passionate about comedy, I'd expect to see them at the comedy clubs, you know, doing open mics and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably why.
Very solid point. I want to see if Desiree has anything for you before we wrap it up.
But me and you will have to connect soon then, since you're like in California.
No, I'm gonna DM you after this. We'll plan something, and then dude, because there's a lot of cool places. Like I said, you could check out here in San Diego, and then we could go to my boy Corey's spot and fucking.
Man.
I mean, do you like Mexican food? I'm sure you do, right?
Hell yeah, I like every food. I like all food.
The best Mexican food you'll ever try in your entire life is down here in San Diego.
Oh, sweet, dude. That sounds I'm so opposite of everybody else because like I love Thai food as well from where I'm from in Australia because like we're right next to Bali in Thailand. But I always like the random hole-in-the-wall Thai places in LA. Like all the little fancy places that everybody goes here, I don't like any of it because it's such a generic tasting, crappy food.
So you like spicy?
Oh, yeah, like super, super spicy. Yeah.
Fuck, you're nuts, bro. I'm good. My heartburn would fucking rip me up. Hey, Desiree, do you have anything for Thompson before we cut off?
I think I asked most of my questions.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. You got anything? I got kind of like a non-reptile related question. So with all these videos on Instagram you're doing, where you're like covering rap songs or whatnot, are you just doing that on your own or reaching out to the artists first? So, like, how does that process go?
Some of it's been like through the rappers and stuff like that. They want me to like do their songs, and then other times I'm just like, I'll just play whatever I think is cool at the time. Yeah. So but a lot of it's because they asked me to do it.
Okay. But so then, I guess the question I want to ask, if it was just like you doing it on your own, are there any like big artists who you've kind of made contact with because they've seen your covers of their music?
Right.
Yeah, there's been a couple. Yeah, and then like I know I'm like there's a rock band like Bad Wolves. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They did like a cover of the Zombie song. Like they're super cool. Like yesterday I wrote like a comment under one of their posts and they hit me up, so now I'm doing a video with their lead singer on Sunday, so it's like super cool because that's the thing that like will like get me like super excited, you know, like anything to do with like some cool musician that I really respect because I think they're really cool. Like nice. It's really fun.
Dude, it's so sick. I mean, I think well, first off, you gotta let them two know immediately when you do a fucking beat for Blueface. That way they could just really just.
I'm trying to link it with Blueface, and like I know my friend like just recently put stars in the ceiling of his car, so I'm trying to like figure out a time where I can do a video with him. Just figuring it out. It's tricky.
Blueface, baby.
Yeah. It's just hard because the rappers are always like, I feel like because they're always on that, they're always like vibing, trying to make music and stuff. So they're always just like kind of it's just difficult to like lock them down on a time because they'll always be like, let's do a video. But then it's just like, I've had them hit me up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Yo, let's do it now. And I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, like, no, I'm not doing it now.
They don't sleep, bro. They're fucking,
they just float. I get it too. Like, especially if you're talented and stuff too, and like to be like creative, sometimes you just want to be like just in the zone, you know what I mean? So then you just kind of just doing stuff when you feel like doing it.
See, Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre did all his shit in the morning. I would be I'm more like a Dr. Dre. Like I'm fucking up. My mind's more creative as soon as I wake up versus being up all night and not sleeping. But I think that's when the fucking lean and the drugs come involved, bro. Like that's when I mean, I don't know, like it sucks, but a lot of rappers are fucking stuck on that hinge because, you know, that's how they. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I feel like I was almost at my best sometimes when I was like, well, at least I thought I was when I was doing music fucked up. But now I could really see how like that could be the opposite. So I feel like it goes both ways because like I found like the ones that are like super, you know, to organize and then really on their shit, and then it's like the other way. I feel like there's never really many in the middle. It's either like one way insanity or like really controlled. Like depends what works for you. But I feel like you're saying like because I know a lot of rock stars that were like now they're all sober and stuff, and they're like I can still do what I was doing when I was like out of my mind. But at the time I thought that was the only way they could do it. But when I see DJs and shit like that, they're out of their mind DJing. I'm just like, how are you doing this? Like, dude, I used to be that guy sweating balls, like not even sleeping from the night before and just like literally having the time of my life. And then it was all over after I was done. And then it was just like everything came down. It was just like horrible cycle.
I just think it just feels so good when you're like, because I used to drink a lot when I was younger, but like but not even for that long, maybe a couple of years. And I was just like, what am I doing? I just stopped. But like when you're not doing it, like it just feels so much better. So it's just like, I don't know, like going back there is like,
yeah, man. So good for you, man. Fucking Iamtmpsn. Make sure you guys follow this dude. You're not gonna find any other content like you're gonna find off my man's right here, dude. Iamtmpsn. He has a lot of cool shit coming, especially with the reptiles. And I don't know, man. I want to kind of bug you about going to Reptile Super shows. I feel like you could be.
Man, I'm down for everything because I want to get more plugged in anyway. So like, I'm literally down.
Tinley
All of
Barbecue.
it.
I'm trying to go to their Tinley Barbecue. It's a famous fucking barbecue that they have. Hopefully October, guys. You think if it goes well?
Yeah.
I mean, if it happens, yeah. If there's a Tinley, there's a barbecue.
Yeah.
If there's a Tinley, there's a barbecue. I love it. So I'm flying into Indy for that one for sure. 100%.
Dude, I love it. Yeah, all the like, man, I don't know. That's why I love Montana and shit like that. I just like all like anything that's not so like
Army
LA vibes. You know, I'm such not. It's so funny. I'm just not an LA vibes person, but I like the people. It's like I like the people, just like the lifestyle. I'm not into the lifestyle, but
yeah,
but that's fine. If it's good for you, it's good for you. Like I don't bag it. Everybody has like different ways they want to live. You know, I'd love to just have a cabin up in Montana or something. Like if I wasn't doing music or some shit, just like hide out in my cabin, go hunting, and have some wild animals.
Yeah,
I'm like a
retirement plan.
Yeah, but that's definitely not practical for what I do for work. It'd be like impossible.
All right, man. This has been a great time, bro. This has been awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'll reach out to you. We'll link up. We'll get you set up. You know, with the fucking Mexican food down here, and you go over to his place, check out his Crocs and stuff. And Desiree, the reason why I'm so excited is because Desiree just picked up a pair of fucking black dragons from this dude. So,
cool.
If Desiree's fucking with him, he's legit. Period. So
yeah.
All right, man. Keep it real, bro. We'll catch you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
You guys too. Have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later. All right.
Bye.
That was solid.
Nice.
Yeah, that was an awesome interview, man.
Cool fucking dude, man. Real cool fucking dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome to see where he goes with the animals and because honestly, everything he's done so far was premeditated and it's happened. So I'm pretty sure everything he's talking about with the reptiles and shit, it's probably gonna go down. More likely to go down.
I really like his mindset, man.
Me too.
I really do. It's it's inspirational for sure. Like, just do something that if like no one else can do, like try, find that lane. It's like once you're in it, that's you, and like no one else can duplicate that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could all relate to that. We do a lot of shit that not a lot of people are down to do. You, for instance, you guys do shit almost every fucking day that people will never be down to do, but it's in your cards. It's how the cookie crumbles. You know what I mean? You guys are gonna be doing.
Oh Jesus fuck!
That's one of Forrest's favorite sayings.
Really? I got that from a movie.
Yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles, or let the chips fall where they may. That was the other big one.
Dude, he did have some corny one-liners here and there. It was fucking awesome. Shout out to him before. But yeah, man, great episode. We're glad to be back, man. We took a little week off, but fucking, we're back. We're ready to rock. We got another one that we're doing here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start pumping these out. I think Steven fucking put the pressure on me and said that, we should at least be doing 2 a week. So eventually we're going to be having 2 episodes dropped a week once we start building the
then the collab episodes will drop eventually.
Dude, collab episodes are going to be super fire. I'm probably going to do most of them in fucking the summertime so we get some heat stroke fucking cases on you motherfuckers and want to
The fuck?
I'm just kidding. I hope nobody gets heat stroke from this, even though there's probably already a few of you who did. So what happens when the fire starts to burn?
When you stand too close to the fire, man.
That's what happens. Don't put your feet on great.
T-shirt.
Right on, guys. This has been awesome. You guys are amazing. You guys know the deal. Fucking www.coldbloodedcafe.com. Cold-blooded cafe.
It's okay. You got it. You tried. Why is it always backwards? Like it's
there you go. That's easier. If you just do this, it's easier. You feel me? And then shout out to the other sponsor, Sim Containers. Sim Containers. Shout out to the homie John for hooking us up.
And Sim Container, you're not hatching. Don't work.
Right. So you guys have a wonderful night. We'll touch base in a couple days. Us 3 with our guest.
All right, then.
2, 1,
not international. No, we're not doing international this week, but we are doing something really, really cool. Another guest that Steven facilitated. Shout out to Steven.
But I can't get guests.
Let's not start this one.
No, you know what, dude? Fucking tiger out of the cage. Tiger out of the cage. We were in a group text, and we're working on getting the Patriot page, or what is it called? The
Patreon. Yeah, the exclusive group chat. Yeah.
But anyway, I put the heat on Steven. I was out of pocket, you know. And I told him, I was like, what do you, I don't know, but what did I say? What do you do? Or something like that? Or it was something kind of dickheadish. And
yeah. And
either way.
Okay, I got 8 guests.
Yeah, no, he was like, okay, I got him. Okay, I got him.
Yeah,
okay, I got him. And I was just like, it was like, ding, 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 ding. I was like, damn.
Steven won't stand down from any sort of challenge, no matter what it is. So just.
Yeah, he got lit. He turned it on right there. So because of Steven, we are probably booked for the next year now. So.
Oops.
Good job, bud.
We're good, man. All right, you guys have a great night. You two have a great night.
Good night, bro.
We'll catch everybody next week. Later.
Gators.